she asked him, Prophet, why we have deficiency? What is our deficiency? He said, isn't it the Quran says that two women are equal to one man as witnesses? This is the first deficiency in your brain. And what is our deficiency in our religion? He said, isn't it you don't pray equal to others because you have your period? And this is madness. It is Muhammad, he forbid them from praying when they have their period. And now he is going to send them to hellfire because they have period? Now, did the women choose to have period? Like when God created women, do he give them options? Option A and B? Do you want to be women with period or women without period? Because they have period, they will go to hell? I am in Skype already. That's madness. Are you there, Mr. T? We are waiting to this kid to text to answer in. So, Teen, we have nothing to share, my friend, and there's nothing called interfaith between Christians and Muslims, because there's nothing between our faith and your faith. All right, here we go. Mr. Aqil is ready. Put your hand down, Nightmare, because we are going to have a debate now. Let me be sure that we have the right microphone. Microphone. One. I hope my voice time will be good.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Aqil. How are you?
How are you, Mr. Prince?
I'm fine. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm trying to get in contact with you. I was hoping that you do a test run, make sure everything is fine, but it sounds good. So just want to know exactly, because some people are asking exactly where the debate taking place at. Can you send me or post a link so I know exactly where it is?
It is. If you go to my account, I posted a video. Under the video in the info, there's a link. The last video I posted. You can tell them that. You can tell them that.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take that link. I'm going to send that link to everybody that's asking me on Facebook, wherever it is, just so they can have the information they need to log in or chime in, so they can see the debate take place. So just give me a few minutes. You can wait online. I'm going to send the link out right now to confirm everybody that everything. This is the link, and everybody will be coming to your channel, watching from your channel, streaming from the Skype. And so, where is it being played at now on live? Is this live now on your channel?
Let me give you a link just to save you time. Hold on. I don't want to open many because that will slow my internet. All right.
Okay. I want to just make sure that we can see the debate live on whatever channel that we're on. I know you was live streaming a minute ago on your channel with somebody else, but I don't know if that's the same.
There we go. This is the link, Aqil.
So you can post it here on Skype because I'm not on.
I did. It's in Skype already.
Okay, so let me take that there.
Get ready. Get yourself ready. Get some water next to you and some tea, and let us have fun.
You get yourself ready, bro. This is why I wanted to do this earlier, so we can have all this lined up so we can start on time. But give me 1 second to put this out on Facebook. Everybody have this, so everybody can log in. One second here, sending this message out.
Take your time.
What took you so long, man, to call me, man? Said you was gonna run, man.
You said 6 o'clock, correct?
Yeah, we start at 6 o'clock, so we gotta prepare for it so we can be on time, you
You do
know?
not need to prepare, my friend. Just call and start. Here we go. I'm ready.
Nah, I mean, I'm ready. You changed the video. It was supposed to be on the Arabian Prophet channel. then you
Prepare
changed
for
it.
what? I told you a year ago. I'm always ready. Anytime you come to me, I'm ready. Just call me.
We're gonna see if you're ready or not, man. You run your
We will
mouth all the
see.
time, man.
May Allah help you.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Let us see if Allah exists even.
How do you say God when you speak Arabic? How you say God?
Rabbi, Al-Masih.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Do you know how to say God in Arabic?
Yeah,
Do you speak Arabic?
a little bit.
So how you say God? How you pray to Allah? How you pray to Allah in Arabic but you don't know Arabic?
Oh, I know what I'm saying.
What do you mean how you know what I'm saying? If you don't know Arabic, how you can know what you are saying?
Oh, I know what I'm saying, believe me.
We will see. So here we go. Guys, he know what I'm saying, believe me, but he do not know how to read his book in the language of his God. We will see.
No. Who said that? Who said I couldn't read in that language? Who said that?
We will see. You said a little bit.
Yeah.
So you claim you speak Arabic then. You know Arabic. That's wonderful. We will see.
No. I'm telling you
Yeah.
that I'm a student of Arabic, and I know when I pray, I know exactly what I'm saying in Arabic.
You know only the prayer you pray, what it's saying. The rest you don't know it.
No, I didn't say that either. Don't start assuming the words in my mouth.
Okay, then let us see. So you know, you are the knowledgeable person. You know, why we don't start? Why are we wasting my time? It's 6 o'clock already. It's 6 o'clock exactly. Can we start?
You called me 10 minutes ago, just give me the information I need, and now you're telling me let's go? I've
Aqil,
been texting you for 4 days now.
Aqil, you said the debate at 6 o'clock. Prepare for what? What do you want to prepare for? The debate is at 6 o'clock. So what do you need to prepare? Prepare for what? I don't understand.
No, I need the link. I need to make sure that we live. I need to make sure all these things like I'm doing now.
We gave you a link. Posting the link will take you a second. Come on, let us not to debate about the debate now.
Anyway, listen, the first debate is on the idea of what does the Bible teach Jesus is God? Yes or no? That's the first debate. So we got to go before we start that one. I'm sending this message out to Facebook, and then we can start.
Yeah. So you promised me the coming 2 hours you will not run, right?
Run? I'm not going nowhere. We got 2 hours.
So the first hour about Christianity, and the second hour is about Islam. Correct?
That's what it says, right?
All right. Okay. We are waiting. And by the way, if you want to invite some Muslims to help you, I have no problem. You can invite as many as you want.
Mr. Prince, don't worry about who I invite.
All right. Because the 2 hours is if we keep waiting now, we will lose them.
I've been waiting to hear back for 4 days. Don't tell me about week hours.
You are waiting for it for 4 days? That's wonderful.
You go through this thing again. Let's see what you got.
Okay, let me make tea as long as this guy is not ready. I thought you would start at 6 o'clock.
Okay, so
You all ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. I'm going to make tea and I'm listening from my kitchen. Go ahead.
I'm going to make tea. Let's start the debate, man, okay? Let's
This is a debate. You know, it's your time to talk. You are my guest. And the debate, and listen carefully. Listen carefully. I want to be sure that we want to make a disclaimer. This is recorded and posted in YouTube. You have no problem with this, right?
Not at all. I asked you quite clearly, would it be live streamed? So I wanted to make sure it go on.
Well, we know, everybody knows that always I podcast whatever I do. All right?
Okay, so the format, as we discussed, is 10 minutes. We begin, 10 minutes, open up for you, for me. 10 minutes rebuttal for you, for me. 5 minutes, 5 minutes crossfire for you, for me. 5 minutes closing statements for you, for me. That's 1 hour, and then we go to the next debate. So
Aqil,
you begin your first 10 minutes.
Aqil, whatever you want. Start. Go ahead.
No. Your 10 minutes, you begin first. And the next
what do you mean
I
start first? I have nothing to say. You tell me what I want to say. I don't know. You are going to prove to me that Jesus is not God, right? You prove me wrong. You know, you tell me about it. I don't know. You are my guest. The first 10 minutes, listen, you start. I don't know what you will say. I have no idea. I said to you now, my 10 minutes is gone. I'll give it to you. Jesus is God. Your turn.
No. Listen, Christian friends.
Don't play games with me. Don't be a kid. The first debate about Islam, I will speak for the first 10 minutes. The debate about Christianity, you will speak for the first 10 minutes. The mic is yours.
No, that's, you know something? Because I can see.
Don't be a kid. Don't be a kid. Don't be a kid. Don't be a kid, please. Be a man. I agreed with your rules. So you are the one who opened the topic because this is your choice. This topic is your choice. So you start with it. My topic is Islam. I start with it. It's very logical, very easy. Aren't you ready? Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Listen. Let's say the talk. Let's start. I'm going to begin 10 minutes. This topic. All right?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second.
Mute YouTube, please, so we don't have an echo.
Say it again?
Mute YouTube so we don't have an echo because I hear an echo.
I took it off. You hear echo now?
Yeah, go ahead. Start your 10 minutes, please. Are you there, Aqil?
Yeah, I'm just going to the live chat here so we can see. All right. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursaleen. Sayyidina Habibina Nabiyyina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to all the Muslims out there, and peace be upon all those who are joining in to this debate. The first debate that we're having with Christian Prince here is the topic is, does the Bible teach that Jesus is God? Yes or no? In this debate, my intention and agenda is to prove, in fact, the Bible don't teach that Jesus is God. It doesn't teach that any man is God, and it teaches that God is one, indivisible, and that no man and no God can be a man. So, first and foremost, we have to look at the qualities of God's attributes. What are some of the attributes and qualities of God that we understand that all can accept? When we say God, what do we understand to be God? Who is God? Irrespective of the name or how we call what we call him, when we think of the idea of God, when we think of the idea of our Lord, when we think of the idea of our Creator, we have certain characteristics and qualities that we will accept to be for God and God alone. And that he cannot share these qualities with anyone in creation or anything in creation, because otherwise other things in creation may also be God. So when we look at God, even as defined in the Bible, when we look at this, just going to a clock here, so I know my time. When we look at this, we have these qualities that we are assured belong to God alone. The first one of those qualities is that God is one and unique. That God is one and he's unique. He's indivisible, he's immutable, and he's not, as they may say, a complex unity or something like that. Rather, he is one, as he states clearly in the Bible alone, In Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 4, we hear what's called the Shema. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. God is one. That's clear. In Isaiah 43, chapter 10 to 11, it says, you are my witnesses, declares the Lord, and my servant who I have chosen, so that you may know and believe me and understand that I am he. Before me, no God was formed, nor will there be one after me. Even I am the Lord, and apart from me, there is no Savior. So, from the Old Testament, to make this brief, we hear that God alone is one. He's one. Not two, not three, not a trinity, not a duality or any plurality, but he's one alone. Another quality of God is that God is omnipotent. God is all powerful, and God is able to accomplish all things as he wills. Again, in Isaiah 44:24, it says, this is what the Lord says, your Redeemer who formed you in the womb. I am the Lord, the maker of all things, who stretches out the heavens, who spreads out the earth by myself. This is the Bible, Isaiah 42. Also, a quality of God is that God is omniscient, that God is all-knowing. God knows all things. There's nothing hidden from God, and God is not ignorant or never to be ignorant. In Psalms chapter 139, verses 1 and 6, it says, you have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You have me in behind and before, and you lay your hand upon me. Such a knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to obtain. God is all-knowing. From this verse in the Bible, it's very clear. And the fourth quality we want to mention before we cover some things about God is that God is ever living. God is ever living. In Isaiah chapter 40, verses 28, it says, do you not know? Have you not heard? The Lord is an everlasting God, the creator of the ends of the earth. He will not grow tired or weary. In his understanding, no one can fathom. So these qualities that we see in the Bible, these four qualities, first and foremost, that God is alone, he's one and unique. Second of all, that God is omnipotent, he's all powerful. Third, God is omniscient, he's all knowing. And fourth, God is ever living. When we look at Jesus, because the topic is, does the Bible teach Jesus is God? When you look at Jesus, as it relates to this topic, whether the Bible teaches Jesus God or not, Jesus failed on all four of these points. And this is irrespective of our love and our admiration and our honor for Jesus, peace be upon him. But nonetheless, Jesus fails. He fails as being one and unique only as relates to being deity, because God says he's God alone. And also in the Bible, a verse that I didn't even get to, God quite clearly states he's not a man, that God is not a man. And we know quite clearly Jesus is a man. So the first quality, Jesus fails. The second quality, that God says in the Bible, he's omnipotent. He knows all things. He has power over all things. And we know from this statement that Jesus did not have power over all things. Jesus did not have power over all things. In the Bible, in John chapter 5, verse 30, Jesus says, I could of my own self do nothing. He says, I can of my own self do nothing. As I hear, I judge, and my judgment is just, because I seek not my own will, but the will of the Father which has sent me. So Jesus is telling us, on his own, he can't do anything. So if he's saying that he can't do anything, how is it possible for Jesus to be omnipotent, all powerful? So he's disqualified from being God from his own testimony and from the testimony of God in the Bible. The third point is that God is omniscient. God is all-knowing. God is all-knowing. From the Bible, Jesus said quite clearly. He said that no one knows the hour, not the Son, nor the angels, but except the Father. So Jesus is claiming that there's a knowledge that he don't have. He don't know when the last hour is. This is Jesus' own testimony. He said, not the Son, nor the angels, except the Father. So if Jesus is supposed to be God, and the Bible teaches that he's God, how is it possible he's saying there's things that he don't know? How can God be ignorant? So according to the testimony of the Bible, Jesus cannot be God. God is ever living. According to the Bible, as we just read, God is ever living. So if God is ever living, according to Christian theology, which is very pinnacle to your theology, you believe Jesus died. And he died for your sins. So I'm asking you, can God die? Do you believe that your God can die? But according to the Bible, it says God can die. So God is ever living. God is ever living, and he don't even get tired or weary. So how much more that he can be killed and murdered? So if this is the qualities that God says about himself, and then we see contrary to what Jesus says about himself, as when a man came to him and he said to him, how can I get eternal life? How may I obtain eternal life? Oh, good master, to Jesus, the rich young ruler. And Jesus stopped him in his tracks. He said, why do you call me good? Why do you call me good? For there is only one that is good, and that is the Father. There is only one that is good, and that is the Father. And you can find that quote in the New Testament upon the mouth and the tongue of Jesus. So when we look at these four qualities of God, according to the Bible itself, Jesus, by his own testimony, is not claiming to be divine, claiming to be human, claiming to not know the hour, claiming he's not good, claiming he can't do anything of his own self, claiming God is the only true God, as he says in the Gospel of John, chapter 17, that they may know you, the only true God. This is what Jesus says, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus who you have sent. So God, the Almighty, sent who? Himself? No, he sent Jesus, which is no problem, but that's clearly stating that Jesus cannot be God. So if that's the case, then we have to discredit or get rid of the idea that Jesus can be God from the biblical testimony itself. Now, quickly, when we look at God in closing our open statement, there's some states and qualities we want to look at in terms of God. God is infinite, and everything besides God is finite. You can't be infinite and finite at the same time. We know Jesus is finite. So, if God is infinite...
Aqil, sorry, I don't disturb you.
I got a minute.
No, I'm not stopping. I don't hear you. What is that word? What is that word? Jesus, he cannot be what? God cannot be what?
He cannot be infinite and finite at the same time. Infinite. Eternal.
What infinite? Eternal. Okay. All right.
He cannot be eternal and finite, meaning he cannot live forever and at the same time be temporal. He cannot be eternal and temporal at the same time. Either he's forever or he's not forever.
Oh.
And we mean forever going forward and forever going back. We don't just mean forever afterwards. We mean he was from the very beginning and also he's in the very end with no termination, anything like that.
Oh, we're good. Continue.
Also, God is the absolute creator. God is the one who is the absolute creator, and everything besides God is created. Jesus was created. Jesus was born. Jesus had a beginning. So this is another quality of God that we know don't fit Jesus. And the last one is that God is the one who is worshipped. God is the one who is worshipped, and Jesus, we know, gave worship. God don't worship anyone. God don't worship. God is not a slave. God is the Lord. He's the Lord. So you either the Lord or the slave. God is the Lord. You said you call God Rabbi, my Lord. So either you come to God as a slave and nothing else. And God is the Lord of everybody. Jesus prayed to God. Jesus worshiped God. Jesus cried to God. Jesus begged and pleaded to God. humbly. So if Jesus is a slave, how in the world can he also be the Lord of everyone when he's a slave? My 10 minutes is up. It's your 10 minutes now, Christian Prince.
All right. Thank you very much for this nice presentation. Actually, I like everything you said, and we will prove that from what you said yourself, that everything you said is absolutely true, and proving that Allah to be false, which means we start from the end and we go backward. You said that God is the creator, right? And there is no other creator should be exist. So when the Quran says that Allah is the best of the creators, Allah is confessing that he is not the only creator, and he mentioned that in chapter 23 verse number 14 and in chapter 37 verse 1 to 25. And if we remember that Jesus in the Quran, he created from the mother bird, and that will make the Quran confirm what those two verses says, that Allah is not the only creator, and there is another creator, his name for sure, as the Quran mentioned, his name is Jesus the Christ. So in chapter 3, verse number 49, Jesus, he said, I create for you. I want to remind people here with the word I. Jesus did not say Allah create. And remember, the one who's talking here is supposedly is Jesus, and the one who's reporting the story is Allah. I create for you from the mud a figure of a bird, and I breathe into him, and he will come by the leave of Allah, he will become a bird. The Muslim, they will say to you, by the leave of Allah. That doesn't matter, because Allah did not give me a leave to do anything. He do it or he don't. Doesn't mean I don't have the ability. And there's no proof that Allah is even exist so he can give Jesus the ability. But what the Quran confirmed for us, that Jesus is the creator. As an example, if a Jewish guy or a Hindu guy or a Buddha guy, he said to me, well, Jesus, he created the bird because my God allowed him. There's no proof of that. Because Allah cannot be God. Why? Because Allah cannot create anything. As an example, when the Muslim, they say to us, if God is his God Almighty, as we heard Mr. Aqil saying, if he wants to do something, he say be is going to be. But Allah said to Muhammad 3 times, read. And yet Muhammad, he cannot read. Muhammad 3 times. Allah is the one who's talking, not the angel. The angel is just a delivery guy, the pizza guy. Saying to Muhammad, read, and the verse in the Quran is coming from Allah, as the Muslims claim. So if Allah is God Almighty, how come he said to Muhammad, read, but yet Muhammad cannot read? But Jesus the Christ, he said to the dead man, come from the grave. The dead man is coming from the grave. Jesus the Christ, he said to the blind man, see, and the blind man, he can see. And Jesus the Christ, in chapter 3, verse number 49, it says that he can create from the mother bird, and he can heal any kind of disease, and he can raise the dead one. And not only that, he said, this guy, Aqil, he said, God cannot be ignorant. Be my witness, guys. God cannot be ignorant. So Jesus in chapter 3, verse number 49, he's saying that I can't tell you even what you hide in your houses. But Muhammad and his God, they are both ignorant. As an example, the God of Muhammad, he said that women have a sperm coming from her ribs. And that is nothing but a statement of ignorance. There's no way God would say such a thing. The God of Islam, he said in one verse that Allah created the stars first, and the other verse, he said the trees first. So he contradicted himself. And the Quran said, if this book is not from God, you will find a lot of contradiction. So Allah himself, he did shoot himself in the foot, because we remember the hadith says that Allah, he have a foot. In case Aqil, when I say, what do you mean his foot? Yes, literally, Allah, he have a foot. The hadith of Muhammad said, Allah, he will put his foot in the fire, and the fire will say qat qat, and this is Sahih hadith. So when the Muslims speak about the nature of God or the qualification of God, they don't even have any of those qualifications in their God. Secondly, you said that God, how he can be God and he do not know the judgment day. First of all, Jesus, he knew the judgment day, and I will show it to you. But before we go there, how you explain to me that your God do not know the judgment day? Your God, he said that the judgment day is near and the moon is split. And that was mentioned in chapter 54, verse number 1, more than 1400 years ago. So it was a false prophecy of a false prophet about the judgment day, and this judgment day never come. Why? because this God is an ignorant God. He claimed that he knew the future, but he did not know the future. Your God, he told the Muslims that if 100 of you would patient, they will go to the fight and they will win. And then they won. They went to the fight, and they lost, so they came back. So Allah, he said to them, now Allah, he found that you have a weakness. And this can be found in chapter 8, verse number 65 and 66. So now Allah, he found a weakness on you. What is the weakness? That he found a weakness now. So he enlightened your task. What kind of God? He said to his followers that 100 of you can win against 1,000, and they go to war and they lose. And then he enlightened their task because he found that he had no idea. And he got busted with his lie. He was exaggerating. He was telling them, one of you can fight 10. And look, the margin of error is 90%, because from 1 to 10 can win to 1 to 2. And this is huge. And remember, the Bible says clearly that if God, he promised something, the promise will happen. This is God. Who can win against God? So if God, he says to you, you will win, even if you are one person against 1 million, you will win. But this God, he promised them 1 to 10, and he lost. Then we continue. You said that Allah is one, right? Is my voice is good, guys, in YouTube? Just please inform us in case we lost. Now, you said that God is one, and this is absolutely true. And this is showing us that your God is ignorant again. First of all, if we go to the Bible, we will find that in Genesis, the word God is one means God one not as number, but as unit. Because it says, a man and a woman, they will become ikhad. Ikhad here mean one, but they are two person. So the word ikhad, my God is ikhad, mean one, but doesn't mean one count, one number. God is not a number. Nobody can count God. So you are ignorant. The Bible says it clearly using the word ikhad. And your prophet himself, he got himself busted because he used almost the same word. Because if we go to the Quran says the following: قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ اللَّهُ الصَّمَدُ. Ahad, it does not make sense in Arabic at all unless you say he is one of, because ahad is not the same as wahid. Wahid mean one, and that will make him a number. But when you say قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ, say that Allah is ahad, that is not wahid, that is one of. So Muhammad, he take that from the Jew, and he said that this is what Allah is. Allah is ahad. But ahad is not one person. Ahad is more than person. And this is why you see the Muslims, when they quote the name of their God, they say in the name of Allah, Ar-Rahman, Bismillah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. They quote 3 names. If Allah is one, why you need 3 names anyway? Just say in the name of Allah. Why you need 3? Why you cannot start any prayer, anything, any action? Like when Aqil, he started today his debate, he mentioned 3 names. Why you don't say in the name of Allah and that's it? So in the name of Allah, in the name of Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and then we find that Allah have multi names. All of them, they are attribute of God, but yet Aqil, he said that God, he don't share anything with anyone. He is not equal to anyone. He don't like anyone. But all the names, Allah, he give himself in the Quran to prove that Allah is just a person who is a normal, even less than a man. As an example, the Quran confirm that Allah, he witness and take shahada. I mean, seriously, what kind of God? In chapter 3, verse number 18 says, شَهِدَ اللَّهُ أَنَّهُ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا هُوَ. Allah, he witness. Allah converting to Islam? Allah, he is witness. There is no God, but who? Who? He says he. Who is he? We do not know. Allah is witnessing to different God. The Muslim, for sure, they will say, no, he is witnessing for himself. And that would be funny, because you do not need to witness to yourself and say shahada. You can say, I am your God, and that's it. But it says there that Allah, he witnessed to himself and the angels. Mr. Aqil, he mentioned, I'm trying to remember as many as I can from, let me know, Aqil, when the time is up, please. I'm not counting.
Give it a minute.
I have what?
Another minute.
Okay. So Allah, If Jesus is God, should not pray. But we as a Christian, we have no problem with this, because a prayer is a communication between the Son and the Father. But how you explain to me that Allah Himself, He pray? Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. And Allah, He pray on you. If you see the Muslims, it says in chapter 33, verse number 43, هو الذي يصلي عليكم وملائكته. It is He who pray on you and His angels. Allah pray to who? If God, Allah is one God, and you Muslims don't believe in the Trinity, Allah is talking to who? Praying to who? It doesn't make sense. Allah yusalli ala al-Rasul. Allah pray on the Prophet. Pray to who? The Muslim lying, they will say to us, this is mere blessing. And when they say that, we will get them busted. I think my 10 minutes is over. The mic is yours.
Okay. Hold on. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salatu rasulullah. All right, so Christian Prince, unfortunate, or fortunate, however you want to look at it, you do a lot of deceiving to your people, because I guess they don't know any better. Now, first and foremost, the topic is, does the Bible teach that Jesus is God? Yes or no? You hit on a couple of points. You spent the rest of your time talking about the Quran and how the Quran is this and the laws like this. The topic is, does the Bible teach that Jesus is God? Yes or no? So in your opening, you failed miserably to present the argument that, in fact, the Bible does teach that Jesus is God. Rather, you try to use verses from the Quran to try to justify, your position, and I'm going to refute you clearly here and expose you for your stupidity for doing that. Now, first and foremost, let's start from you in. Allah is the best of creators. The word create, as you know in Arabic, is khalaqa. Khalaqa in Arabic, to create, literally means to create something from nothing. So even though we may use this terminology, and for human beings, it may have a metaphorical implication, as you mentioned in verse of the Quran where Jesus mentioned that I create for you out of a bird. Okay, Jesus used something in creation to make something else. He didn't make the birds. He used the clay that was already presented to him and provided, and then he formed the clay, and then from the permission of Allah, he breathed into it and gave it life. Allah created from nothing. When Allah's name is Al-Khaliq, He's the creator, that means He created from nothing. There was absolutely nothing, and He brought something into existence. Jesus used something in existence to bring about something else. So this is creation. Another word that we use is to manufacture or produce. But Jesus didn't create creation. Jesus didn't create the heavens and the earth. Jesus didn't create Himself. Jesus Himself was born from a woman. So how dare you turn around and say Jesus is creator when Himself He was born? Are you telling me the creator of the heavens and the earth was born through a woman? Are you serious? So to use the verse of the Quran and say when Jesus created, all you're doing is deceiving the followers because they don't know any better. And they believe you, but we won't. Allah cannot create anything. Allah created everything. And there's no proof of God. It's not even really worth going into. Allah commanded the Prophet Muhammad to read. So He commanded him 3 times and he didn't read. Yeah, He commanded him to read, just as Allah also commanded you to submit and become Muslim. Yet you have refused to submit and become Muslim. So what does that mean? That means nothing. Allah is giving you the option in that matter, and you refuse that matter. The Prophet said, Ma'ana biqari. He said, I am not a reader. Ma'ana biqari. I am not a reader, or I cannot read. He wasn't a learned man. But after the 3rd time, when he got the understanding, okay, he got the revelation, and it went forth like that. But none of this is part of our topic, but I wanted to cover it. You mentioned it. The miracles of Jesus. When you look at all the miracles, you fail to mention every single time in the Quran Jesus did a miracle, He did it at the what? The permission of God. Even in the Bible, He said, I do these things by the finger of God. I do them by the finger. I mean, God gives me the ability to do it. I gave you a verse, which you said nothing about, and I hope that you mentioned it in your rebuttal, but I gave you a verse. Jesus said, I can of my own self do nothing. Jesus said this. He said, I can of my own self do nothing. Jesus said, why do you call me good? There is only one good, and that's God. So Jesus is clearly stating He is not God. And this is from the Bible. The topic is, does the Bible teach that Jesus is God? Yes or no? You have to answer this question, Christian Prince. Don't go to Quran and start misquoting and using things to get away from the point. Answer the question. Bring your proof from your Bible that Jesus is God versus the proof that I brought to show he's not God. And I brought very clear proofs. You mentioned the false prophecy of the Prophet Muhammad saw something that the Quran says that indeed the hour is near. So because Allah said the hour is near, it's a false prophecy because it hasn't come yet. It's near according to God. And God's time is not our time. But how dare you? How dare you try to use the Quran to state this when in the Bible, Jesus told his disciples, he said that none of you will perish that's here before the Son of Man come back again. This generation will remain. You will remain. Not one of you will die up until the Son of Man will come back, until I make up my return visit. The people were waiting for Jesus to come any moment now. This was over 2,000 years ago, and still he has not come back. So don't mention about false prophecy, buddy, because you got a false prophecy right there. And your Christian scholars say this is one of the most embarrassing verses. One of the most embarrassing verses in the New Testament, where Jesus said, in this generation, you will see me come back. How many generations passed and he's still waiting to come back? So this is a false prophecy, but that's not our topic. Our topic is, does the Bible teach Jesus is God, yes or no? I'm just refuting your whole idea of using the Quran, so I'll come up before about this. God didn't know about the battle when he sent people out to fight the battle of Uhud. First and foremost, Christian Prince, according to your Bible, God in your Bible says that when he made man, it was all good. And then later on, when man became evil, he hated man. So much so because all man thought I was evil that God repented and regretted, and it troubled him at his heart. It troubled him at his heart that God even made man in the first place. To imply that somehow God didn't know that man would disobey him and become evil. So it troubled him at his heart. It bothered God. He was actually hurt by the idea that man disobeyed him and became evil, and he wanted to get rid of man. Like a young teen wanted to get rid of a baby who got pregnant, like some abortion. Like, I'm sorry I even made you in the first place. I'm going to get rid of you. And he wiped all of them out the earth. This is according to your Bible about God. So don't mention the Quran about God didn't know something or whatever the case is. If God make a promise, again, the promise that Jesus made to his disciples that I will come before any of you perish in this generation. Jesus is still being waited for over 2,000 years later. Mark didn't see him. Matthew didn't see him. Luke didn't see him come back. John didn't see him come back. Paul didn't see him come back. Peter, none of them. Thomas, they're all still waiting for him. And you're still waiting for him also. And according to your book, he was supposed to come over 2,000 years ago. So what promise is broken according to your God in the Bible? Aqil is one in a unit. That's not what the Bible says. When the devil tempted Jesus, and Jesus is supposed to be God, and he's being tempted by the devil and being taken and lured by the devil to a mountain. What did Jesus say to him? He said, "For it is already written. It is already written that your Lord thy God is one." It's already written that your Lord thy God is one. When Mary Magdalene wanted to hug Jesus after the supposedly crucifixion and resurrection, she wanted to hug him when she realized who he was because he was hiding. And they thought he was a gardener. Here was a resurrected God hiding and disguising himself. If he comes to death, why is he still hiding? Meet me over there. Meet me at his house. He's still running. Why? Another topic. But nevertheless, what did he say to her? He said, "Go to my disciples and tell them, I have not yet ascended to my Father and your Father, my God and your God." Is this God talking in a unit? Does God have a God? You believe in the Trinity? You tell me where the Father is God, the Son is God, the Holy Spirit is God, but it's not three gods, it's one God. Explain that. Explain to me how you have three independently gods, but yet they're one God. And Jesus is telling you he's not God. And Jesus is being sent. And Jesus is praying and doing all these things. So you have to explain that. Your Bible does not teach the Trinity, and you cannot prove it, and don't teach Jesus is God. Next point. 3 names of Rahman and Rahim. This is nonsense, Christian French. You know it, and it's just something that you throw out there to try to confuse your people. Allah has many names and attributes, and He begins with these because this is His dominant quality. As is written on His throne, that His mercy supersedes His wrath. And Ar-Rahman is generality, mercy for everybody, and Rahim is mercy for the believers. So God begins this way to show humanity that I am God, your Lord, and I'm merciful and kind and compassionate, even to those who disobey me, even to those who reject me. And the proof of it is that you stand up with your mouth against Allah and curse Him and say bad things, and He has yet to take you away. He still gives you enough time. But we know this is called istiraj. This is giving you enough room to hang yourself. And believe me, buddy, soon enough, your demise will come and you'll know the truth. God needs witnesses. Okay, well, according to your Bible, you mentioned about God, why God needs witnesses. I read Isaiah 43, 10, 11. You are my witnesses. God says this in the Bible. You are my witnesses, declares the Lord, and my servant whom I have chosen, so that you may know and believe me and understand that I am He. What's happening here? The same thing you quoted in 3:18 is the same thing happening here in Isaiah. God is calling to witness and witnessing Himself that He is the one true God, and calling people to witness also. So you have a verse that you criticize in the Quran, and it says almost the same exact thing in your Bible. The problem is you ignorant of your Bible, so you don't know better. And the last point you made is about Allah praise. Christian Prince, you Arab, and you know better. I made a video against you some time ago, and I exposed you on this point, and you still repeating it. I showed you on the screen Lane's lexicon, showing you that the word salah also means to pray. It also means not only to pray, but it means to bless, blessings. So I gave you those points. I'm done my 10 minutes, but please, the topic is, does the Bible teach Jesus is God? Yes or no? Please deal with this question. Stop running from it. Talk about the Quran. The question is, does the Bible teach Jesus is God? Yes or no? Bring your proof.
All right, thank you. Well, I am using the Quran because anyway you don't believe in the Bible. Because if you believe in the Bible, the same chapters you are quoting for me, it says clearly that Jesus is God. As an example, you said to me, how Jesus, He said, why you call me God good? Because only God is good. But Jesus in the same chapter, He said that I am the good shepherd. So you decide to be blind when you want, you decide not to see when you want. Jesus said in John 10:30, I and the Father are one. Can Muhammad say I and Allah is one? He cannot say that. This is a clear proof. Jesus saying I'm God. Jesus, He said in John 13:13 as an example, you call me teacher and God, and you are right, for I am, for so I am. So they are calling Him, and He says, and yet the Muslims, they will come to us, Abdul, for 100,000 years. They keep saying, where Jesus? He said it's God. When the whole Bible is saying that, so the reason I'm giving you from the Quran, because you know and you heard all of those, but you will not listen because you are a Muslim. So I'm showing you that you are ignorant because your God is ignorant, and you are the one who mentioned the word that God cannot be ignorant. As an example, you say, Jesus, He created from the mud the bird, and you said that will not make Him a creator, which is very funny because Jesus gave life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I have to mute his phone ringing. It doesn't matter really if Jesus, He created the mud first or He created the bird after, because He created and He gave life. Can you give life to the bird who is made from mud? It's impossible. So now we have two creators, and if you want to say to me that Allah, He share the ability of a creation, that means Allah, He share His ability to be God with someone else. And the Quran, He put conditions of those who they are qualified to be God. In chapter 22, verse number 73, and I'm sure Mr. Aqil, he have no idea what is that. He says, Ya ayyuha nas, let me read for you. Lan inna alladhina tad'awna min dunillah lan yakhluqu dhubaban. Those who you worship instead of Allah, they cannot even create a fly. So what Allah is saying to them, if they can create a fly, worship them. And this is Allah saying that He is making the condition. If somebody can create even a fly, not a bird, you see, the fly is so small. Okay, I'm sure you saw one, huh? And the bird is so big, By the way, your prophet, you said prophet and God don't speak ignorance. Your prophet said if a fly fell down in your soup, you eat it, you swallow it, right? You dip it and you swallow the soup, which is a sign of ignorance. So God of Islam saying, if someone create a fly, you worship him, for he is God for sure. And now we are seeing that Jesus in the Quran, he gave a creation. And now you said to me, God cannot be God unless he created from nothing. That's mean Allah is not the God of Adam, because Adam is a creator from mud too. And Allah did not only create Adam that fast. وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ عَجُولًا. The Quran says, وَكَانَ الْإِنسَانُ عَجُولًا. What does that mean? Allah, when he created Adam, he breathed into him, and Adam did not become alive right away. So Adam, he sneezed, and Allah, he said to him, bless you. And then Allah, he says to him, and Adam, he says to him, finish me before the sun set. And that is very stupid and very funny, because Allah is the one who said that the similarity of Jesus is the same as Adam. But Adam is not born. And Jesus, as you said, is born. And you said that God cannot be born, right? We heard you. So how he said that the similarity of Jesus as Adam, both God created them. If he want to create something, he say be and it's going to be. But we see that Quran confirm in many places, as example, chapter 17, verse number 11, how Allah, he created the man, he was in rush, and he asked Allah to finish him before the sun set, because Allah obviously was so slow. Same time, the Quran confirmed that Allah, he created Adam from the mud, solsal. Now, as long you are the one who said, in order to be a creator, you have to create something from nothing, I challenge you to prove to me that Allah, he created anything from nothing. Anything. There's no proof. We have a proof that Jesus is the creator, and you admit it, but we have no proof that Allah can create anything. As an example, the people, they keep asking Muhammad to give miracles. And what Allah, he says to them in chapter 17, verse number 59, وَمَا مَنَعَنَا أَن نُرْسِلَ بِالْآيَاتِ, and nothing made us refrain from sending miracles, except that people before, they did not believe in it, which is a lie, because the Christians and the Jews, they believe in the miracles, and the Christians not only believe in the miracles, they believe it's very much. And as you see here, if Allah is saying to us in the other chapter, if you can create a fly, you should worship the one who creates a fly, for this is the condition to be God, then we have no guilt if Allah, he made Jesus able to create from the mud the bird, and then we worship him, because Allah told them, anyone who worship, even if he create a fly, worship him, he is God for sure. This is the proof of God. So you are the one who is not going with the qualification of God in Islam. Obviously you don't like the God of Islam, and you have nothing to do with him. Now you say, okay, Allah, he ordered Muhammad to read, correct guys? And Muhammad don't understand. Like, what the heck? Allah, he ordered Muhammad to read 3 times, and then Muhammad, he cannot understand. So is Allah ordering him to write still or not? Sorry, to read, not to write. So what's the point of saying to a man, read, and he cannot read? So obviously not only Muhammad does not understand, actually I don't blame Muhammad not to understand, because this is stupid. Allah saying to a literate man, read, and the illiterate man, he says like, what the heck, I cannot read, idiot. And Allah, he says to him again, no, read. And then he said to him, I cannot read. And then he said to him, read, and I cannot read. So how Allah can be God if he cannot even know that Muhammad cannot read? So either he is saying to him the wrong statement, the stupid order, which does not make sense, and Allah cannot fulfill his order. Because if Jesus, if he said to a donkey, read, trust me, he will read. Allah, he said to Muhammad, read, he cannot read. This is a proof that the Quran is a book of lies. Because when the Quran says, if Allah, he wants something to happen, he said to him, kun fayakun, kun fayakun. So how come, which means be is going to be. So how come Allah, he says to Muhammad, be, and it was not happening, and it's not, going to happen, because Allah is not the Almighty. Same time, you said Allah cannot be born, right? Guys, God cannot be born, but can God have kids? The Quran says yes, because the Quran confirms that Allah, first of all, if he want to have a kid, he need to have a girlfriend. بديع السماوات والأرض أن يكون له ولد, in chapter 6 verse 101. the great of Allah, huh? The most greater of the sky and earth. How he can have a son if he don't have a girlfriend? So if Allah is not born and Allah is not a man, how such a stupid come to his mouth to say, how I can have a son if I don't have a girlfriend? And that means that Muhammad is confessing by his God mouth that Allah can have a son, but he need to find a girlfriend. This is why if you go to aharmony.com right now, I sign a name for Allah. Allah looking for a girlfriend profile, and you will find that there is nobody applying. So what kind of God? He equal himself to a man who is looking for a girlfriend. He did not even mention the word wife. He mentioned the word sahiba. How he can be a God, and then yet he says, I cannot. How I can? The one who say how I can cannot be God, because God always can. This is why we call him the Almighty. Why we call someone Almighty? For always he can. Your God saying, how I can have a son? And that is a big problem. Same time, in the Quran, Muhammad, he says, and I say Muhammad is saying that, not Allah, because there's nothing is called Allah. In the Quran, Allah said in chapter 21, verse number 17, لو أردنا أن نتخذ لهوا لاتخذناه من لدنا. If you want to take a woman as a girlfriend, we will take it from our kind. You just say that Allah is one of his kind. So how Allah is one of his kind, but he will marry or he will have sex with one of his kind? If we go to the interpretation, we will find that Allah, either he will marry from the black-eyed women or from the angels. And honestly, I would like to see Allah and Jibreel going the honeymoon. Imagine Jibreel, after 9 months, he come back and he is carrying a little baby, and this is the son of Allah. And why? Because Allah, he says, if I want to have sex, I will have sex with my kind. And this is the interpretation of the Muslim scholars, not my scholars. I have nothing to do with it. I can post the link for you right now and you can read it. That what it's meant, Allah, he means that he will have a woman either from the black-eyed women or the angels, and namely mostly Jibreel. But maybe it's different angel. So how Allah can be a God and yet he can have a girlfriend and he will have a girlfriend? Same time you said, the word yusalli mean Allah, he sent the blessing. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much. Because if this is mean blessing, that's mean Allah is not God. Because the verse says, Allahu wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi. So what the Quran is saying, that Allah and the angels both, they do the same action. What is the action? They pray on the Prophet. Huh? You are saying that are sending the blessing. That means the one who sent the blessing is angels and Allah. And that make the angels equal to Allah, because both of them, they can create a blessing. But all of us, we knew that angels cannot bless anyone. Angels, they send the blessing of God, not themselves bless someone.
Time is up.
Time is up?
10 minutes up, yes.
All right, the mic is yours. I don't know. I feel after the debate we are going to count the time, Aqil, okay, to see if this is.
I'm keeping track here with the timer here.
All right, go ahead.
40 seconds actually.
All right.
40 seconds.
All right, go ahead.
Let me set it for 5 minutes. For now, this is our crossfire 5 minutes. So I'll begin. 5 minutes crossfire to you, Christian Prince. Let me ask you a question. According to your theology of Christianity, can God be in parts? Is God in parts?
God is what?
Can God be in parts? Can he be divided into parts?
In Islam, yes.
No. I asked you in Christianity.
We don't believe. Listen. We don't believe. Listen. You want me to answer you? You want me to answer you or not? You want me to answer you or what?
Yes.
We don't believe that God. We don't believe that God have parts. But you, as Muslim, you have parts. As an example, you Muslims, you believe that God, Allah, he have a part. It's the hand, and he have a shin, and he have a foot.
I didn't ask you that. I asked you, do you believe in your Christian theology? Stick to the topic. Does God have parts? You said no, right?
What do you mean have part? He is part or he have parts?
Well, you understand English, man? Does he have parts? You got 1, 2, 3 parts.
No, we don't have parts. No, we don't believe in parts. No.
Okay, so it's God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Ghost, right? You believe that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, is God the Father, is he God?
Yes.
Is God the Son, is he God?
Yes.
Is God the Holy Ghost, is he God?
Yes.
Is that one God or 3 gods?
It's one God.
Okay, so one God plus one God plus one God equals one God?
Who told you mathematics? Who said it is plus? How you can plus the same God? There's no plus. You know, hold on. You asked me. Okay. Do you want to finish your time? Listen. Do you want to finish your time, or you want to answer?
Say it again.
Do you want to finish your time, or you want me to answer?
No, answer please.
Because we can't talk in the same time. So we as a Christians, we believe that God is one, and as long as you are asking those questions, that means the God of the Quran is an idiot again, because he says that the Christians believe that. I'm answering the question. Just wait. Isn't it? I'm answering the question. Don't stop me. Do you want me to answer?
Yeah, answer the question. Don't talk about Islam. The question
is, listen. God is one, and we don't believe in three. You Muslims have parts gods. As an example, your God, he says, I created Adam from my spirit. Who is that spirit? Can you answer? If God is not a tree, is not three person, how God he created Adam from his spirit?
Wait, listen. In your crossfire, you asked me a question. Right now, I'm asking the questions. Now answer my question. I asked you, does God have parts? Yes or no?
God is what?
Listen, this is my crossfire section. I ask the questions. When it's your turn, you ask the questions.
Yeah.
Now, I ask you, do you believe in Christianity? Do God have parts? Yes or no?
God what? I don't understand.
Does God have parts? You understand what I'm saying? You're wasting time here, man.
Do God have parts? Do God have parts? No, we don't have. You don't answer you already. What's wrong with you?
Okay, so listen. Okay, next question. If Jesus is 100% God, is there a human side to Jesus, or is he completely God?
Don't stream. Is Jesus what? A human part?
Is Jesus 100% God, or is he 100% man?
He's both, 100% God and man.
Okay, then that's another question. The name Jesus, does that name apply to the man or to the divine?
The name, it doesn't matter, because our God does not have a name. That is a name people they call him. I just answered you. Even our God the Father, listen, Abdul. Even our God the Father does not have a name. When Moses asked God, what's your name? What I will tell my people? He said, I am. So in Christianity, we don't have God names. We have God which cannot be described as I am only. That's why Jesus, he said, I am the truth. I am the way. Listen, wait. Jesus said, I am the truth, I am the way, I am the salvation, I am the door. So Jesus always confirming that he is God. So in Christianity, we don't have names, but we have a description of God, because we cannot insult God by giving him a name, because no name can contain him, like your God, the moon God, La. So our God is not bigger by name. He is bigger by the power. He is the Almighty, not like the little one who have a put stone in the Kaaba and look like a vagina, and you kiss it, and then you say, by kissing the stone, we worship God.
Now, it's cross off asking questions. Don't start. All you can do is attack Islam. You can't defend Christianity because you're ignorant. So all you can do is get opportunity to go right to Islam and start attacking. Deal with the question I'm asking you. You're telling me that God don't have a name. So the fact that Jesus has a name means that Jesus is not God.
Jesus.
So he don't have a name.
You see how funny you are. Jesus is the name given to him by birth as a human, but Jesus as God, he is the man and God at the same time, because your Quran confirmed that Jesus can do what your God cannot do. As an example, your God, he always gives false prophecy, he gives false promises. But Jesus, when Eliezer he died, he said, Eliezer, our beloved Eliezer, he slept, so he went there and he raised him from death. But your God, when Muhammad he died for 3 days, and the Muslims are waiting for the miracle of Allah to resurrect him, because your prophet, he said a false prophecy that the body of the prophets will not be decay, and then after 3 days, listen, I'm answering, just wait. I'm answering.
Listen, I got one more question before our time is up.
I'm answering.
Listen, you can ask me a question. You talk about something in Islam, I ask you about Christianity. Now, listen, my last question before your turn to crossfire. Is God a man? According to Christian belief, God
is not a man, but God can come to us in any way he wants. Our God is not a man.
No. If God don't change.
You say Jesus, let me answer you. Jesus said before Abraham, I am, which means he exists before he come to us as a man. And his existence have nothing to do with the man, Jesus, but his existence have to do with eternity of the word of God. Because the Bible says, listen, let me answer you. Let me answer you. Listen, cool down, cool down. Drink camel urine, drink camel urine. Easy. Easy. Let me answer you. Let me answer you. Jesus said, before Abraham I am, which means I exist before my birth, and my birth had nothing to do with my existence. I exist from before. He said, I am the Alpha, I am the Omega. So he exists before everything was created. And this is what Jesus confirming by everything. And you Muslims, you believe that Jesus is alive until now. And you yourself, you said to me, God cannot die. But your God is dead. We never saw him. We never heard him. Even your prophet never heard a voice of him. But Jesus, he is a living person until now, according to Islam. How you explain to me that Jesus is just a man, but you just confirm to me that Jesus right now in heaven, watching us and laughing at the Abdul who's kissing a black stone, and yet you say to me Jesus is just a man. Guys, Jesus is just a man, but he is born of the virgin. Jesus is just a man, but he can make it from the mother bird. Jesus is just a man, he can say that the blind man see and he see. Jesus is just a man, but the Quran chapter 19 verse 19 says he's holy. Jesus is just a man, but he have no sin, and the Quran confirmed that. Jesus is not just a man, but he will not go to hell, when the Quran confirmed that every human being will go to hell. Jesus is not just a man, but the shaitan cannot touch him, as Muhammad he said. Jesus is just not a man. Hold on, I have tons of them. You have nothing to do with Jesus, and you do not know Jesus, and you Muslims are following of the pagan God, the one who gave you a black stone in the shape of a vagina. Go and kiss it and come back to me. The mic is yours.
No, the mic is yours now. You got 5 minutes to qualify, Mr. Prince.
My mic now? Okay. Now listen, Abdul. If Allah is God, how...
Okay, I mean, listen. It's your crossfire. The topic is this debate. Does the Bible...
Abdul, listen. It's my 5 minutes. Are you going to give me the question? Why don't you give me the question? I will ask it to you. Give me the question. Seriously, give me the question.
No. It's your crossfire, but stick to the topic now.
So, don't tell me what to say, my friend. Don't tell me what to say. I am going to speak. I'm speaking about Christianity. I'm proving to you that all you believe is false, and that will prove who's Jesus. I gave you tons of things about Jesus. Don't waste my 5 minutes. You're wasting my 5 minutes now. You're trying to waste my time, right? I understand you. It's okay. Listen. When Jesus, he said, I am the truth. Allah, he stole his name, and he put it in the Quran. He said, this is my name. I am al-Haq. But this is Jesus said that. So Allah is copying Jesus. When Jesus, he said, I am the way. Allah, he is copying that. When Jesus said, I am the resurrection, Allah, he copied that. He says he is the resurrector. But Allah, he says, and he confirmed that Jesus is resurrect. Jesus, he said, he forgives sin, and he forgives sin. When the Jews, they saw Jesus, he was forgiving sin of someone. They said to him, like they are saying in their mind, he can read their mind. He said to them, which one is easier? To say your sin is forgiven, or to say to him, go and carry your bed and run? That is Jesus, my friend. And Jesus, he can do what nobody can do. And always we need to ask ourselves a question. All those things about the Messiah, even his name is unique. By the way, the Muslims, if somebody call himself the Messiah, they will kill him. You can call yourself Muhammad, but you cannot call yourself the Messiah. And even in Islam, the Messiah is the one who will come back in the judgment day. And he is going to kill the pig. And he is the one who will bring victory. And he is going to be the hero, not Muhammad. Muhammad right now in the grave, he stink, according to the hadith. He stink, Anton al-Rasul. So Jesus...
You have a question for me?
Listen, this is my 5 minutes. You have no answer. Do you have an answer?
You asked me a question.
If I give you a question, do you have an answer? No, you don't have an answer.
Just listen, man. Listen. Cut the nonsense.
Okay, this is my 5 minutes, Abdul. Just wait. My 5 minutes. I will give you that. I will give you the question. Now, I will give you a very simple question. If Muhammad is a prophet, how Muhammad, he claimed that his God is talking to him, but he never heard his voice? How his God delivered to him Quran, but he never heard the voice of God? The God of the Quran, he spoke to Mary. He spoke even to Satan. He spoke to Jesus. He spoke to Moses. He spoke to Zulqarnain, even Alexander the Great. He spoke to everybody except Muhammad. So why Muhammad, Allah don't want to talk to him? Do you think that Allah don't respect Muhammad? Allah, he spoke to everybody, even Adam. But Muhammad never spoke to his God, never heard his God. And the Quran says that he was receiving inspiration. But all of us, we know that Muhammad, he never received any inspiration, that he was delivered from a guy, his name is Jibreel, who looked like a handsome guy. His name is Dahya al-Kalbi, and obviously he is the boyfriend of Muhammad. The mic is yours. Why Allah never spoke to Muhammad? I spoke to everybody else.
Okay, Christian Prince. I mean, you make it difficult when you start, saying being rude and disrespecting. But for the sake of debate, we're gonna stay in saying and finish you off. Now, the question you asked me is, how come the guy that spoke to Muhammad, Allah that spoke to Muhammad, first and foremost, again, it shows your ignorance of Islam. We know quite clearly that when Allah speaks, how does Allah speak? Just because it said Allah spoke to somebody, how is that transmission taking place? Is it how you speak to me or I speak to you? No, this is not how God speaks as we hear you saying whatever the case is. So just because you say God spoke to somebody in the Bible, you don't know how that speech is. You don't know how the speech of God actually receives a person. But moreover, the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was taken to the heavens. And he went to a point where Angel Jibril had to stop. And in that transaction of his experience, Allah revealed to him the last two verses of Surah Al-Baqarah, directly to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, directly. So again, this is your ignorance, and you continuously go out and spread ignorance because your people don't know any better. But you know the story, but you refuse to tell the story in totality, is going to expose you. Angel Jibril got to a point where he had to stop. And after that, the Prophet Muhammad was allowed to go further, and Allah gave him two verses directly. So yes, Allah spoke to that Prophet Muhammad directly. Now, how was that?
Give me a reference, please. Give me a reference, Aqil. Give me a reference. I accuse you of lying.
Huh?
I accuse you of lying. Give me a reference.
Listen. The hadith, the long hadith from the night.
Give me the reference. Give me the reference.
I'll pick a reference. I don't have to post up here the references, Mr. Prince.
Don't post. Don't post. We are recording. Just give me the number, hadith, or say Sahih al-Bukhari, book number, etc., hadith number, etc.
Yeah, okay, listen. I get the exact reference for you in the hadith. The Prophet is a well-known hadith.
No, give me. I will give you from my time in the next hour. Give me the hadith where it says Allah, He gave Muhammad the chapter of Al-Baqarah directly when he was in the heaven.
Yeah, I got to give it to you. There's no problem at all.
No, give it to me. I'm waiting. I will wait.
Okay, listen. I answered the question.
Aqil, I'm waiting. I want to get you busted. You are lying. It doesn't say that. You are lying. Give me the hadith.
Listen, I gave you reference already.
No. You don't give me anything. You are lying. Give me where Allah He spoke to Muhammad. I want the reference.
Okay, I give you reference. Let's go forward now. Okay, I asked you a question. I refuse your lie.
I am waiting. Where we go? Go. Give me the reference. I'm waiting. Where's the reference?
No, we're not wasting time here. I'll bring the reference.
Don't worry about the time. We will freeze the time. I will wait for the coming 10 hours. Give me the reference.
No, we're not waiting for us.
I want to wait. I want to get you busted. You are lying. It doesn't exist.
Okay, listen here. Your 5 minutes is up, and now it's my turn. So
you're lying. I will give you from the coming 1 hour. I have 1 hour, right? The coming 1 hour? Okay, I will give you from my time. Give me the reference of the hadith. That Allah, He spoke to Muhammad directly. And He gave him the chapter of Al-Baqarah.
Yeah, He gave him the last two. The last two verses of Al-Baqarah.
Give me, what last two? Give me where it says Allah, He spoke to him directly, and He gave him the last two of the chapter of Al-Baqarah.
I'll give you the reference. Now, your time is up. Your 5 minutes for crossfire is up. That's my time. 5 minutes closing.
All right, go ahead. So you have no reference.
No, I have the reference. We cover that.
All right. Go ahead. You're 5 minutes. Go.
Yeah, I'm going. Now, in closing this first debate here, the topic was, does the Bible teach that Jesus is God?
So
yes.
Hold on. This is the closing. So how come you are the one who start and you do the closing? That's mean I have to do the closing at the coming hour, right?
No. You see, your problem is you don't pay attention, man. I get 5 minutes closing statement, and then you go get 5 minutes closing statement.
Yeah. But I mean, the one who finished the closing at the end is the one, according to you, the one who started in the beginning. He made the closing at the end. I made my closing. It's your closing. So in the coming hour, I will do my closing at the end. Okay, no problem. Go ahead.
This is my 5 minute closing.
All right. Go. Go ahead.
What part you don't understand, man?
Go ahead.
Now, the topic of this debate is, does the Bible teach that Jesus is God, yes or no? We brought very clear verses from the Bible stating the status of God, who God is, what He is. God clearly says in the Bible He is not a man. God clearly says in the Bible He is not changed. God clearly says in the Bible that He is one. God clearly says in the Bible He's everlasting. He's all-knowing. He's all-powerful. He's the one that all worship is due, and He's ever living. When we look at Jesus, peace be upon him, we see first and foremost that Jesus has no divinity according to his own statement, according to his own testimony. When he continues over in the Bible, says that the true God is God the Father, and God sent him, that he is not good, but God is good alone, that he of himself can't do anything. So Jesus didn't know the hour. Jesus is constantly telling us in clear statements, in clear language, that he cannot be God and God alone is the Father. He worshiped God, he praised God, he called to God, he sought help from God, he sought glory from God, he gave reverence to God. This is all the quality of a slave to a master. Yet you turn around and bring ambiguous verses and tell me, oh, Jesus said I am. Jesus said I and the Father are one.
Can I disturb you the same I disturb me? Because in my 5 minutes, in my 5 minutes, you disturbed me and I allowed you, right? So can I disturb you?
It was a crossfire. It was a crossfire.
Yeah.
That's how crossfire go.
So how you said my 5 minutes of closing is over.
Yeah, your 5 minutes crossfire.
But you were talking during then, weren't you?
It's crossfire. Like you talking my 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I can talk right now. Can I talk?
No.
So how come you can talk when it was my time to talk, to do the closing?
You're wasting time, man. You're a joke, man.
You're the joke. And you know what? Continue. Finish it. Let's go.
Yeah, please.
Uh-huh.
So as I was saying, Jesus, peace be upon him, over and over again, showed us, told us, proved to us that he's not God. He called to God. He prayed to God. He worshiped God. He served God. He cried to God. He begged for his life to God. So this is not a God talking to another God, begging and praying and asking and doing things in the name of God. This is a man. This is a slave. According to Christian theology, they believe in Isaiah 53, it's about Jesus. This chapter in Isaiah 53 it's called the servant, the suffering servant, the suffering slave. God is not a slave. So how are you going to say now Jesus is God when you call Jesus a slave in one time and then later on he becomes a God? So it's clear from clear verses in the Bible, clear verses that Jesus is not God, that man is not God. God said that he is not a man, clearly. In Hosea 11:9, it says, and God said, God, and I am not a man. I am not a man. God is not a man, and God don't change. If he's not a man,
God who is not a man, Abdul, God is not a man who lies. That's what the Bible says. God is not a man who lies. So stop lying.
I'm not a man. First of all,
God is not a man who lies. So God is not a man and who lies. And Jesus is in the Quran. So how you explain to me Jesus in the Quran is holy?
No, listen.
How the man can be holy? I'm asking you how Jesus can be holy and he's a man. How Jesus is holy? How Jesus is holy?
Okay, listen, I answer that. But listen, you're embarrassing yourself. Because the verse I quoted is not the verse you're talking about. That's another verse. You talk about Deuteronomy 23. I didn't quote that verse. I said Hosea 11:9.
Even in Hosea, it's simple. Jesus, I answered you about this, Abdul. Previously, Jesus said, I told you that Jesus, God is not a man. I answered you, and this is recorded. God is not a man anyway, but God can come to us as a man, for He is the Almighty God. As an example, the Quran says that the Spirit of Allah appeared to Mary as a perfect man. So God can make His Spirit appear in a shape or in the look of a man. Even your prophet, he said that Allah does not look like the false Messiah. Continue. Let's move so we can get to Basel.
You're interrupting the closing statement, man.
Okay, go ahead.
All right? You keep saying that, but keep doing it over and over again. I mean, listen, I know it's hard for you because it's hard for you to stay still and listen. That's just your personality, your character, your child.
Okay, finish.
I'm closing here. So you keep going to the concept.
Go ahead.
The point being, the Bible clearly shows that Jesus is not a man. I mean, that Jesus is not God, and that God is not a man. The Bible shows clearly. God says clearly, he's not a man. Jesus is a man. We know that. Jesus was born. God wasn't born. Jesus died. God didn't die. Jesus prayed. Jesus slept. Jesus ate. Jesus used the bathroom. Jesus was circumcised. This is not God. So you tell me that Jesus is the one you worship, yet you give all this quality to Jesus. This is proof that Jesus is not God. He's not God. God don't die. God wasn't born. God was in the womb. God didn't get breastfed. God didn't get circumcised. God didn't eat. God didn't use the bathroom. God wasn't murdered. And don't tell me God can do all these things. No, these things are not befitting for God. God can't die. God can't be ignorant. God can't be weak. God can't be born. God cannot be a man. What part that you don't understand? Man is weak. Man has limitations. Man has weaknesses and deficiencies. God cannot have deficiencies and weakness. So it's proof from the Bible itself and from the life of Jesus that Jesus cannot be God, and the Bible makes that very clear. It makes it very clear. You have not proven at all that the Bible teaches that Jesus is God, and I gave you proof to show you. And in like I mentioned in Hosea 11:9, look it up. God says, I am not a man. Not in Deuteronomy 23, but in Hosea. God says, I am not a man. And then also God says in the
So
Bible,
this is your 5
I am
minutes?
not changed.
It's 15 minutes
So
already. Are you sure? Are you sure this is 5 minutes now?
Yeah, I'm done. You interrupted me 2 times. That's about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Your turn. Your turn, close.
All right. Okay, listen. God is not a man, and you just did shoot yourself by yourself. Because you're a prophet, you compare God, Allah, to Jesus. Is it your God, Allah, Muhammad? Because Muhammad is your God. Isn't it him who said that Allah, your God, comparing him with the false Messiah, he is not the same as the Messiah by one differentiation. What is that? It is the look. What look he is talking about? He described Allah saying as the following. I'm going to read the hadith as it is, so nobody will say I'm making things up or I am, let us say, adding things. The Prophet said, this is the Muslim translation, I told you so much about the Dajjal, the Antichrist, that I am afraid that you may not understand. The Antichrist is short, hen-toed, woolly-haired, one-eyed, and eyesightless, and neither pretending nor deep-seated. If you are confused about him, know that your Lord Allah is not one-eyed. So the only difference between Allah and the false Messiah, the Antichrist, is the one eye. Your God Allah have a very weird legs, and he is fat, and he is short, and his legs are spread from each other, which means when he walk like Charlie Chaplin, and he have certain kind of face, and he described him, and the only difference between him, the false Messiah, and Allah is the eye. So how Allah is not a man, but yet Muhammad, he says, don't be confused between the false Messiah. The false Messiah is a man who will claim to be the Messiah. Simple logic. He is the false Messiah, Al-Masih al-Dajjal. So how he can be confused, any Muslim, between him and Allah? And Muhammad is describing the look physically, saying how the guy look like and how Allah look like. And Allah is not one eye sighted in the right eye. So what is the difference between the two? So we have two images now. The short, fat guy with curly hair, big butt, and he is walking like Charlie Chaplin. And he looked exactly like Allah. But the only difference between them is the one eye. And then you tell me that God is not a man. Then we see in different, by the way, this is in Sunan Ibn Dawood, and this is a Sahih Hadith. I will give it to you so you can read it right away. I'm not like you who claim things, but you cannot provide me any reference about Muhammad. Hold on, Abdul. Hold on, Abdul. Hold on, Abdul. Hold on. Abdul, hold on. I give you the hadith. Read it. Take your time. Same time. Your God, Allah, if you are saying that God cannot be a man, how Allah have a foot? And why he have it? And what foot he do for? He play baseball with it? He play soccer with it? What the point of saying that Allah have a foot? So let me ask you a very serious question now. Is Allah a physical being or a spirit being? Answer.
There's no physical that we relate to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even though Allah used terminologies or words. These are words that we take in English, but they don't mean that we can understand English. I'll give you an example. For instance, we say a hand on the clock. A hand on the clock. Just give you an example that the word hand has different meanings even in one language. The hand on the clock is not like a hand on your hand. So just because you have the word
Abdul, I challenge you. Hold on. Before you continue, because I want to show you something. I challenge you to prove that this is not mean that Allah have a hand. And the question is very simple. Is that a physical hand or not?
No. We don't ascribe anything physical to Allah, even though the word is used It's an understanding that you take and try to apply.
The question is very simple. Is that physical hand, physical leg, physical shin? The Quran says Allah have a shin. Is that a real shin or not real shin?
No, I told you we don't ascribe anything physical to Allah. So no, it's
all
not
right.
physical.
Let me show you this hadith. Hold on. Let me get you busted then. You're a prophet said, Allah will come to you in a shape, other the one which you know. All right? And which mean Allah, he have a physical shape. The question was, he said to him, Prophet, are we going to see Allah in the judgment day? He said, yes. And then he continued, are you going to be bothered if you see the moon in a clear night? They said, no. He said, Allah will come to you. And then he said, and Allah will come to them in a shape the same as they saw first time. And then they will say, we seek refuge from thee. You are not our God. And then Allah, he go and he changed his shape and he come to them in a shape which they knew. And then they said, for sure you are our God. So how Allah cannot have a physical shape and Muhammad saying that Allah will come to you in a shape? Are you accusing your prophet that he have a wrong understanding of Allah?
No, the problem is your understanding. First and foremost, this is in the next world where you see with the spiritual realm, not a physical realm. It's not in this world where you see the physical eye. So you're taking a hadith about the next life, about the Nabiat, and trying to interpret it from a physical realm. It's just exposing.
Abdul, let me get you busted. This is not afterlife. This is not after the heaven. This is in the judgment day. The judgment day, there is people, they will be alive.
After you die, after you leave the physical world.
No, wait. In the judgment day, Abdul. In the judgment day, there's people who they are alive already, and there's people who they are dead. And the question is, are we going to see our God? And your prophet describing him, and he is saying how you clearly will see him. And then they said to him, and how we will recognize him? He said from his shin. Is that true?
The hadith is true, but it doesn't mean, Scripture brings that it's a physical description to the shin.
So what does shin mean?
Listen. You asked me a question, listen to the answer.
What does shin mean? Okay, what does shin mean then? The shin. What does shin in this hadith mean? Allah have a shin. We will recognize. Listen, I'm listening. Listen. So what Muhammad meant that we will recognize him from his shin. You're talking about recognizing him and seeing him by eyes. They are a human. They are not angels. They will see him and he come in a shape. So explain to me which shape will come first time, what shape second time, and what shin he will come with to recognize him with your mind.
Alright, so the first time, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took all of the people of Surah Adam and had them testify before the creation in the spiritual realm, in the spirit realm, when we're not in the physical realm, in the spirit realm. As you know, in the Quran, in Surah Al-Ahzab, where Allah says, am I not your Lord? And everybody said, Bala. Everybody testified to it. So we all bear witness to Allah and know him, and this is what we're seeking for in this world. But we come into this physical realm, and it's a different reality from what we experience in the pre-existing realm. And then when we leave this realm, we go back to the spiritual realm, where we will then meet Allah, and then we question about
where do you get this? Where do you get this from? I can show you right now from the most authentic Islamic scholars of Sunni. Are you Sunni? Are you Sunni or Shia? Are you Sunni or Shia? Are you Abdul? Are you Sunni or Shia? All Sunni. Ibn Taymiyyah. Do you know Ibn Taymiyyah? Okay. Ibn Taymiyyah, your highest scholar says that Allah have a physical bodies. Do you dare to say Ibn Taymiyyah is a liar?
Ibn Taymiyyah is not a liar, and I'm telling you that the consensus of the Muslims is that we don't ascribe anything physical to Allah. We affirm the attributes and his attributes, but we don't ascribe anything physical to Allah, and we say that Allah intended by what he intended, and that's it. We don't say how or how this is.
So you don't say how, but he is a physical being.
Listen,
so
listen here. Basically, cliche that there's nothing like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we don't say that Allah's hand like our hand, or Allah's foot, or whatever the case is.
Oh, so his hand is not like our hand, but he have a hand. His hand is not like our hand, but it is hand. Thank you very much.
Okay, so what?
So here we go. Your God, Allah have a hand. Here we go, you admit it. So he have a hand, he have a foot, he have a chin, he have an ass, he have a face, he have a nose, he have a butt, and yet you say, so what? I don't care if his ass look like mine. Maybe mine is smaller, his is bigger, because he's Allah Akbar. How Allah, listen, how Allah can be? How Allah, Abdul, come here, break. You just admitted that Allah has hands. Allah have real physical hands. You were lying all this time saying, no, we don't believe in that. You just admitted. You just admitted. Admit it.
Your problem.
Apologize. Apologize.
You interpret every single thing.
I did not. You did. You just did. Abdul, it's not me. It's not me who did interpretation. I just asked you, do Allah have a physical hand or not? You said, so what if you have a physical hand? So you admitted Allah has. Allah
has a hand. We affirm that he has a hand, but that hand is not at all to be compared to a human hand or anything like that.
Okay, let me answer about this. Let me answer about this. Let me answer.
Let's move to the next subject because you're long overdue in terms of your closing.
All right.
Overdue. So let's go to the next topic. You failed visibly to justify about the Bible teaching that Jesus is God. You failed visibly.
Okay, let us continue.
For the happy time on the slam.
So now it's my turn.
Here's the slam.
So
you
now,
got 10 minutes.
So now it's my okay. As long as we stop here, so we continue from here because we are about Islam right now. So guys, we heard this guy saying that Allah have hands and Allah have a shin and Allah have a leg and Allah have a face and Allah have a nose and Allah have eyes and they are physical eyes. So Allah is a physical being. But yet the Muslims.
Who said that?
You said that. Allah, you said. Allah, you said. And you know what? Abdul.
Listen here. If you're going to say something, then say it accurately. I didn't say anything about physical. I told you quite clearly, we don't ascribe anything physical to Allah. I told you clearly.
You said, so what if Allah have a hand? So the hand of Allah, is it physical or not?
No.
So what it is? What it is?
What is it?
What it is?
It's whatever Allah, it is for Allah. Allah tells us he has a hand. We affirm it. We affirm he has a hand. The word usage of the hand. Yeah.
So how you know it's not physical then? If Allah, he says, I have a hand, and you affirm it, so how you know that this is not a physical hand?
Because Allah tells us, Laysa kamithlihi shay. There's
Okay.
nothing similar to him. So because of that, Allah is automatically disclaiming anything that we can think of,
All right.
anything that we know of,
All right.
anything that we've seen or heard or touched.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Hold on. So Allah have a hand, and his hand, no one have hand like that hand. This is what you are saying. Who care?
No,
actually, according to science, yes, you just said.
That hand is not anything that
Abdul,
we can come
if his hand, let me show you.
You don't know anything to compare to Allah.
You said this.
You don't have anything to compare to Allah.
Abdul, you told me it's not. Abdul, you told me it's my 10 minutes, right? You told me it's my 10 minutes.
Say it again.
You told me it's my 10 minutes now.
Huh?
You told me this is my 10 minutes now, and you don't let me talk.
You asking me questions, right?
No, let me talk. You are taking my time.
Man, you took my time the whole time.
Hold on. It says in the hadith. Listen, Abdul. Don't scream. Don't be rude. Take it easy. Calm down. Muhammad, he says, Allah يضع رب العزة فيها قدمه فتقول قط. Allah, he put his foot. So it is a physical foot. And even is going to suffer and is going to say qat. And when you say to me that Allah, he said nothing like him, what a big deal. According to science, my finger, nothing like it. This is something is called fingerprint. So according to the science, every one of us is individual. According to science, even the drops of rain, each one of them have different structure, the same as the snow. That will not make the rain God or my finger God. Otherwise, if anything not like my finger, that will prove that my finger is God. Well, here we go. I will give you a finger, and that will make it God. Worship it. That is a stupid argument. When you say that God, he have a hand, but his hand is unlike anything, who care? And when Allah, he considered a hand, that means it is a hand. And hand means something you can grab with it. Something you use it as a part. When Allah he says, Muhammad he says that Allah have a foot. When Muhammad he says Allah have a shape. When Muhammad he says that Allah he have a body part, that's mean they are body part. And Allah he compare himself to the human by using the word foot, because foot, when we say foot, what does that mean? That means something we stand on and we walk with it. Otherwise we don't call it foot. This is why we don't say that the donkey have 4 hands. We say he have 4 foot. So Allah have foot like a man, he have 2 foot. Allah have 2 hands, Allah have 2 eyes, Allah have 2 ears, Allah have a face of a man, Allah is fat as Muhammad described him, afhaj, and he have his legs separated, and yet you are telling me that Allah is not a physical being. So Allah is not a physical being, Allah is not a spiritual being, so what he is? So this is meaning the Muslim do not know even who God is. But I can show you from tons of scholars, and I will get you busted by giving reference, that all the scholars of Muslim Sunni agree that Allah, yes, is a physical being, and he have a physical part, but we do not know how they look like. Who care? He is a physical being. So how God can be inside a creation which is not his? And you know what? In the hadith, Muhammad, he said that Allah will come in every 3rd part of the night, and he will go to the lowest heaven, and he will ask who is giving me supplication, who is asking me to forgive him. Now if Allah cannot be inside his creation, how Allah is inside the foot which he has, how Allah is inside the shape Muhammad described, that Allah will come to you in a shape, how Allah is inside the shape is not created by him. If it is created by him, it means Allah is inside his creation. If that shape is not created by him, that means how he can be inside it. So all the proofs on Islamic reference says that Allah cannot be God, because Muslims refuse God to be inside his creation. But yet Allah, he go down and the people are posting the hadith in the chat room, Allah come down every night in the 3rd part of the night, and Allah, he have a shape. So Allah is a physical being, and Muslims cannot believe in God who is a spiritual being. In the same time, you said God is not created. That means Quran is God, because the Quran is not created. So now we have 2 divine in Islam, Allah and the Quran. Quran is not created. Actually, the Muslim, they kill anyone who says Quran is created. So how we can say now that God cannot be created and he cannot be born? Quran is not born, and Quran is not created. And at the same time, the Quran confirmed that Jesus is the Word of God. So now we have Jesus is the Word of God who is not created, because the Quran is the Word of God which not created. So now we have a 3 divine. We have Allah, we have the Quran, and we have Jesus. Muslims are very confused. They do not know what they worship. They are like a bubble who is making too much bubbles, but when you pick it, it's empty. It's just gas. However, I want to move to the topic of Islam. If Allah is God, how God say stupid thing? As an example, Mr. Aqil, if your God is God, how such a person who you call him God say that women, they have a sperm, and that is sperm coming from their ribs, and man, they have a sperm, and their sperm come from their backbone? Don't you think, and you are the one who mentioned to me, that God cannot be ignorant? God is a scientist. Here he is teaching us science voluntarily. So he decided to tell us how the baby is created. And how the baby is created, according to him, women, they have a breast testicles, and those breast testicles, they are giving sperm. However, according to science, women, they have no sperm, my friend. Only men, they have a sperm. And your prophet, he explained how the sperm of the man function, and he said that if the man, and listen carefully, you are the one who said God is not ignorant and he don't say stupid things. If Muhammad, he said, if a man have orgasm first, the baby will be a boy. If the women have a orgasm first, the baby will be a girl. So the one who have his water gushed first is going to be the one who decide the gender of the baby. Now, don't you think that this is a clear proof that your prophet is a false prophet? Additional to that, a God who claimed to be God, but yet he say stupid things. As an example, if we go to the Quran and we read the story of Sulaiman, in the story of Sulaiman, if we ask Aqil, do you Muslims are you allowed to build statues? Aqil will say no. I do not need to wait for him to answer. He will say no, it's forbidden in Islam, my friend. We cannot have statues because this is a pagan, practice. Then we find in the Quran that Allah, He ordered the genie, He subdued the genie to work for Sulaiman. And those genies are the devils. And they built for him palaces and statues. And their job is to die for him and to bring him jewelries. And you know what? Cannot be something coming from God. This is very stupid. Because God, when He speak with intelligence. And then when the God, He speak about Sulaiman, He mentioned that this Sulaiman, he have a flying carpet, as we see in chapter 34, verse number 12. And this flying carpet, he can carry in the top of it all his creatures. Now, I know that you Muslims believe, you love the flying carpet. Actually, me, when I was in the Middle East, I used to watch Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. And one of the cartoon, I remember, he took the flying carpet and he flee. And Ali Baba, this is a very famous story. And Sindibad. So how you can tell me that this is the teaching of God and you believe in such a garbage which is speaking about fairy tale stories, have nothing to do with God? And in the same time, when Sulaiman, he went to the bathroom, God, He gave him a ring. And Sulaiman, he went to the bathroom, so he gave the ring to his wife. And when his wife waiting for him, while she's waiting for him, the devil came to Sulaiman and he asked for the ring, but he came in the shape of Sulaiman. And when he took the ring, Sulaiman, he lost his kingdom. Did you watch the movie? It's called The Lord of the Ring. Look like the movie story is taken from the Quran. What kind of God He says such a thing? This is God. You are telling me that God cannot be ignorant, and God should not be stupid, and God should be smart. But yet we cannot find that smart God. As an example, in the Quran, Allah, He said that once upon the time, Sulaiman, he wanted to check his army because he had an army of birds. And then he found the hudhud, which is one of the birds he was missing. Chapter 27, verse number 20. So he said, where is the bird? If he don't give me good excuse, I will torture him, and I will slaughter him. Then the bird came back and he told him, don't slaughter me. I found a woman for you who is so beautiful, and she has a very, very, very big throne. And according to the stories the Muslims they come with, the throne of this woman, her name is Balqis, was so huge. And then when they went there, they found that this woman, she is leading a people who worship the sun. And then, as in verse number 24 said, so, and it says that Allah, He said, that Shaitan, he made them worship the sun. And now we have a competition, the God of the moon, Muhammad, and the God of the sun. So Muhammad, or Sulaiman, the Muslim Sulaiman, they want to convince them to convert to Lah, the God of Islam. So now, Sulaiman...
30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay, I will give you my 30-second volunteer. So why God, how God, He can tell such a stupid stories, and yet you claim to be, He is God? Do you believe in flying carpets who can carry 600,000 chairs and all the kingdom ship of Sulaiman? And I can show you the reference even from Ibn Kathir. The mic is yours.
Okay, let me stop it. You said, Bismillah, alhamdulillah, all right, so first, let me just cover a few points you mentioned before I get into my open statement for the new debate about the whole idea of God saying silly things or God image, whatever the case is. First and foremost, Christian Prince, you do this a lot, and all it is it's a diversion away from the facts. You take text in Islam, you interpret it how you want to interpret it, and you may bring a taxi or something or opinion.
Hold on. Don't accuse me. Don't accuse me. No. Get me busted. Get me busted.
Listen, you went 10 minutes.
Just wait. Get me busted, Abdul. Get me busted. Ask me for the interpretation from anything I said. Give me, challenge me right now to give you interpretation of anything I said. Listen, Abdul, you are lying. You're accusing me of giving my own interpretation. None of what I said is my interpretation. So challenge me right now to give interpretation. I will give it to you. I'm getting you busted, Abdul. You are busted. So challenge me to give the interpretation of anything I said from your books, and I will give it right now. Challenge you. You're mine.
Listen here. You had 10 minutes. I say anything. I let you speak, even though I disagree.
So don't lie then. Don't lie. You did interrupt me. You did interrupt me in my 10 minutes too, right? So don't complain. Now you are saying I'm giving my own interpretation. You are lying, my friend.
I said listen to you.
My friend, you are lying. Give me the challenge. Which verse I gave a wrong interpretation for it? Otherwise, you are lying. I will give you the reference. I will give you the scholars immediately right now. I'm listening.
Listen, man, you listen. You interfere with the debate, Mr. Prince. It's my turn.
So you are lying. Admit.
Let me go on now.
You are lying.
About this whole idea of God saying.
You are lying.
About God saying things are silly. According to Christian Prince, these things to him are silly. But let's look at, before I get to things I want to bring, let's look at what's silly. Let's look at the idea of God saying or doing silly things according to Christian Prince belief and book. In the Bible,
so you want to answer, right?
We find that God, according to the New Testament, had brought people from the dead to run through the streets of Jerusalem upon the crucifixion of Jesus. So we got zombies running throughout all of the land in Jerusalem when the crucifixion occurred. Do you believe in zombies as Christians? In the book of Revelation.
Are you asking me a question? Let me show you the zombie. My friend. Let me answer. You asked me. I heard you. I heard you asking me. Aren't you? Didn't you ask me? I want to show you the zombie. From your book. What you mentioned to me is the power of Jesus.
You answer when it's your turn.
You ask me a question. Let me ask you. You can answer.
Yeah, no.
Oh, you don't want me to answer now? Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Zombie.
Yeah. Now, so you have all these things that should consider to be silly. In Islam.
Why it's silly? Why it's silly? Explain to me why it's silly.
Would you be quiet, man?
Why it's silly? Explain to us. I don't understand why it's silly. I don't see why it's silly. Explain to me. Why it's silly?
No, I said silly to you.
Why it's silly? Why if you resurrect people? Why if you resurrect? You are saying it is silly. Why if you resurrect people it's silly? Tell me.
No. Resurrection is not silly. But the thing is, what you're doing is you're afraid to be taught because you're afraid to be exposed.
Tell me what it means by silly.
I said quiet. Listen while you spoke.
So the resurrection is not silly, my friend. So you are the silly one. Continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, please. Would you just go ahead and be quiet, man?
I want to have a prophecy, Aqil. I'm not a prophet, but I want to make prophecy. I think you will make 100 videos to explain why you got busted in this video, in this debate, right? You will make 100 videos. If you are a winner, listen, I want to make a challenge. If this guy is a winner, listen, Abdul, listen, if this guy is a winner, guys, he will not need to make 100 videos to explain what happened, right? All Muslims, including the guy, his name is D, he is right now in the chat room. Each time I made a debate for Muslim, they make 100 videos to explain what happened. So I challenge Mr. Aqil not to make 100 videos to explain what happened. The debate is recorded, let people judge. Now continue, why it's silly, Aqil?
And then we can continue the debate. I sat there quietly for over 8 minutes and listened to you talk in your opening statement. I sat there quietly, just timed it, and saying anything.
Go ahead.
I'm talking, you're constantly interrupting.
I'm going to make tea because I don't want. Go ahead. Continue. I'm not going to disturb you. Go ahead. I'm going to make tea. Here we go. Go along.
Yeah. What do you do? I don't care. So anyway, Christian Prince has an idea of things being silly, but we have all these things that happen or occur in the Bible that's silly. So just because Christian Prince, just because you think it to be silly or don't understand it or have a problem with it, doesn't mean that in reality it's silly. We can bring many things. We can bring punishment that occurred in the Bible that we think is silly. We can bring also the idea that God, the Almighty God, is in the womb of a woman for 9 months. It's the most silliest thing ever in history. But you believe it. The idea that God came down and died, that the God, the Almighty Creator, died on the cross. You believe that. That's the most silly thing you can ever talk about. The idea that God was in the womb and then came out and was breastfed and was circumcised. This is what you believe.
So I thought this is the topic we spoke about an hour ago, right? And now you are coming back. We spoke about this. Give me something new, Abdul. Give me something new. We spoke about this already. Why you are repeating yourself like a woman in the delivery room? I asked you about the flying carpet. Do you have an answer? Do you really believe that there is a flying carpet can carry 600,000 chairs and all the kingdom ships and the camels and the chicken and all the eggs and the testicles of this guy? Answer me. Do you believe in this? Yes or no? You might.
Hey, listen, no. It's my mic for 10 minutes straight. Don't keep telling me it's my mic. It's my mic until I finish.
Why you are going back? Answer me. I asked you about the flying carpet. Answer.
I don't care what you're asking about. I'm making my statement, and that's what it is. Really, I mean, you're really interrupting.
Just, I want to make an announcement before this is over. Guys, today, whoever attend our chat room, we will give you a free flying carpet made by Allah in the Middle East, and you can take your family round the trip to Afghanistan with no gas. You're mine. Listen to me.
All right, so now, for instance, I'll give you an example. Let's go to, because I'm trying to get to a point, but I want to bring these points so, we can be on fair ground. We talk about silly things. Let me continue on. You have, in your book, in your Bible, the whole idea about dragons. You have, dragons with, 7 horns and all kind of things. You got all these things, the unicorns, all kinds of. So these are things that you call silly in Islam or something similar to it, but yet you have the same things in your Bible and there's no problem for you. You attack Islam on these things about this and that. When you go into your Bible, you see the most hideous things in the Bible. But yet you say nothing about it.
So the dragon. Question.
Listen, Christian friends.
Is the dragon fairy tale story?
Say it again.
Is the dragon fairy tale story?
Is it a fairy tale story?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it?
I'm asking you. Is it a fairy tale story? You are the one who mentioned it. Is it?
I'm telling you that if you think that there's fairy tale stories, instead you mentioned about
Abdul. Why you don't answer the question? You are the one who mentioned something silly in the Bible. That's me. You believe that dragons are fairy tale story.
Okay, so answer the question. Do you believe flying carpets is a fairy tale story?
Abdul, I'm asking you. Is it? I will give you my answer. I'm the one who gave you the question first. Do you believe? Give me a clear answer. I am going to get you busted. Give me the answer. Is it dragons fairy tale stories? Yes or no?
Is flying carpets a fairy tale story? Yes or no?
Is it dragons fairy tale stories or not?
No, I'm asking you, is flying carpets a fairy tale story? Yes or no?
It is not a fairy tale story, and we can prove it.
It is or it's not?
It is not.
No, flying carpet is not a fairy tale story? It's not.
It's not flying carpet?
Yes.
Flying carpet is not a fairy story because Allah, He said that. Allah don't lie, my friend. And I saw it myself with my own eyes. Even I took a ride with it. Even my dad, he used to own big one. Abdul, come on, don't be silly. I'm asking you. You are the one who's making fun of the dragons. What if I show you the dragons from your books? There's 99 dragons will go inside your anus. Do you need to challenge me inside your anus, Abdul? 99 dragons will go inside the anus of the Muslims. And you are talking about a dragon? 90. Listen. What kind of religion teach that there's 99 dragons will go inside a little anus? And if you talk about the dragons, let us talk about it. I am sure now you will not want to talk about, not only that, your God Allah, He said, He will insert inside your anus not only dragons, He will insert a chain made from iron, and this chain is endless, and He will extract the chain from your mouth. Is that true?
There's a hadith where the Prophet Muhammad mentioned about the punishment in the next world, in hellfire, for people to be punished. And some of those punishments is where people will be punished in that fashion. So this is what's mentioned. This is what we accept. There's no problem for us.
So this is in the hadith? This is in the
hadith. For us to accept the hadith as authentic hadith, where the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentioned punishments for people in the hellfire. Yes, we admit and accept.
But this is not in the Quran. So the story, Abdul.
No, listen here.
Abdul, the story. Abdul, the story is exist only in the hadith, the story. Where we can find the story? It's on the hadith only.
Wait, listen. If it's in a hadith, and especially if you have anything from the
Quran. The question is very clear. The question, Abdul. The question is so clear. The question is so clear. You are a crowd. You don't want to answer, right? Is the story in the hadith only or in the Quran too?
What story?
About what you are saying. You said the Prophet, he said, and this is authentic story. Is this a story in the hadith or in the Quran?
That there's punishments that's mentioned by the Prophet Muhammad as well as punishment in the Quran.
Where it's mentioned in the Quran? Where it's mentioned in the Quran?
There's many punishments in the
Quran. Where in the Quran? Where in the Quran it says that Allah will put something in your anus? Where?
You bring that reference where it is.
No, you tell me. You are the one who mentioned. Obviously, you do not know. Obviously, you do not know. Confess that you do not know. Do you know?
You bring the reference in the Quran and bring it.
You are the one who said yes. You are the one who agreed that it exists, and you told me it's in the Quran. I'm asking you where.
Oh, Christopher, I just said, listen. I told you any punishment.
No. I'm speaking about specific. I'm speaking about specific punishment. Allah will insert something in your anus. Is that in the Quran or in the Hadith?
I know it's in the Hadith. Bring it in the Quran. Bring it.
So you never heard of the Quran saying that?
I'm telling you that I'm not aware of it.
He is a scholar who is not aware. Abdul. Okay. Chapter 69, and imagine the chapter number is 69. That's amazing. Chapter 69, verse number 32. It says that Allah will insert in your anus, and you can open Ibn Kathir right now. Allah will insert in your anus endless chain, and the distance of every what they call it, guys, the chain rings. The rings is like 500 phantom. I mean, this is astonishing, my friend. Allah will put that in the anus of every human being, and he is enjoying such a thing. And so it's not only in the grave. Allah will put 99 dragons inside your anus. Allah will insert inside your anus a long chain made. And actually, Ibn Kathir.
First and foremost, in the ayah in the Quran, it doesn't mention that word. In the tafsir, you may read from tafsir. In the ayah in the Quran, it doesn't mention that. So don't fabricate on the Quran.
No, it mentioned that. It mentioned he will insert a chain in your anus. It's okay, read it for me. Read it for me.
No, you read it.
I know from the people. They don't know Arabic. ثم في سلسلة ذراعها 70 ذراعا فأسلكوه. Translate.
Okay.
Translate.
Tell me where it's in anus.
Asliku, it's asliku. You do it only in the anus. Asliku, this is you put it inside him in the anus. And you know what? If this is not, it does not mean anus. So how all the scholars they said it's anus. If it's not anus, how they knew it's anus then? If this does not mean anus, how Ibn Kathir he says anus? How all the scholars? How Abdul? How all the scholars say it is anus if it is not anus? Why they say anus? It's not anus. You said it's not anus, right? You said. Okay, I'm asking you. If this is, you said.
Don't you know how to be quiet and listen and stop just talking all the time? Because this is what you're doing is you're interrupting the debate. You're not allowing the debate to take place. You keep interrupting and just saying things.
I want the answer. You said, show me where it says anus. I'm asking you. If it does not, if it is not anus, why the scholars they say it is an anus?
Because there's a hadith that mentions about a punishment, but the ayah
so
itself
am I wrong? Am I wrong or not? Am I wrong or not? Is it anus or not? Okay, Abdul. Am I wrong or it is anus correctly?
The interpretation
of
that is about a chain that people be punished with that will go from the top to the bottom of the human being.
So it's going to go in the anus. So I'm right. So why are you arguing?
No. The ayah itself doesn't mention that word though. It's the interpretation of what happened.
Interpretation is coming from where? The interpretation is coming from.
Don't lie and say that it says that.
No, it says that. It says no. You don't know Arabic, and you do not know. So okay, the question, Abdul. Where the scholars they got the interpretation that this will go in the anus. Where they get it from? They are fabricating.
It comes from hadith.
So it is anus. So why the hadith says it's an anus? So your prophet agree with me. Now explain to us what kind of God he will enjoy bringing a human being, he bend him over, and then he push a chain. Abdul, answer. What kind of God he enjoy making a human being bend over, and he push with his finger, maybe his tongue, we do not know, a chain which is going, actually, every ring of this chain is equal to all the iron in this world. How Abdul, listen, Abdul,
listen. Because first of all, listen, this is the thing I quit really off where it's supposed to go.
Oh, well.
But this is what you do. This is all you have, you're saying, and you love to focus on
Abdul,
these things.
one question. You are a coward. You are trying to finish the time. It's my time. Listen, how your God, your Prophet Muhammad, he says that the black dog is the devil, and you are a black person. How you explain to me such a stupid thing?
Christian Prince.
How you explain to me a stupid thing like this? Muhammad, he says, why the black dog is the devil? I want to know. You are a black person. Don't you get offended when your prophet, he consider the dog, just a dog, a poor dog, just because he's a black, he is the devil? They ask him, prophet, what the difference between a white dog and a yellow dog and a black dog? He said the black dog is the devil. This is a teaching of a prophet or a teaching of an ignorant racist man?
Yeah, listen here, Christian Prince. Listen here. Because we're going, you know what I'm saying, you won't allow me to answer anything.
I'm asking. Listen. It is almost 8 o'clock, and I am the one who will do the closing. It's my time now. It's my time. Why you don't answer? Coward? Why a prophet, he said the black dog is the devil? Why the prophet, he said such a thing? Don't you think this is a very racist, ugly thing?
No, why don't you be quiet?
What?
Why don't you be quiet? You want to talk about racism?
Answer me. Why the black dog? We will talk about Jesus. You know what? I'm going to stay with you in Skype until tomorrow, if you are brave enough. So answer me. Why the black dog? Why the black dog? You are a black man. I love the black people. They are my brothers in Christ. Now, why the black dog is the devil? Muhammad, he said the shaitan is a black man. The shaitan is the black devil. The dog is a black. Muhammad, he said, kill any animal is a pure black. So what the problem with Muhammad with the animals who they are black and why they are the devil? I'm listening.
Let me ask you a question.
Why? Don't ask me a question. Answer me first.
Why non-Jews dogs?
Why what?
Why non-Jews dogs?
Why non-Jews dogs?
Yeah.
No, this is a parable. Jesus is saying to them, listen. First of all, you will see that in that miracle, Jesus proving that he is God. So if you accept it, that's when you accept that Jesus is God. So he said to her, because let me show you, Abdul, to show you how hypocrite you are. Your God, hold on. You ask me a question. I will answer you, Abdul. Abdul, don't change topic. Let me answer you, Abdul. You ask me a question. Let me answer you. Stop being a coward. I will answer you, and you answer me about the dog. Deal. All right? Stop. Don't talk. Did your God, he said that anyone is not a Muslim is an animal?
And I'm asking you.
Did your God say that? Did your God say that? Yes.
Jesus was here in front of you. He happened to be using the bathroom.
Abdul, you changed the topic, you coward. You are ashamed. You don't want to answer. In chapter 25, verse number 44, the Quran says, chapter 25, verse number 44, that anyone is not a believer, he is the same as an animal. So, Jesus, Abdul.
Listen, I'm glad you brought it up. Because when we listen to people like you, we see that you have less sense than the animals.
Oh, thank you. So why you are upset from Jesus, you filthy liar? And now answer. Why the black dog is an animal? Why the black dog? So why it's okay, Abdul? You said that this is racist. You said this is racism. You said when Jesus said that this is racism, and now we find it in your Quran. So how come it's allowed for your God to say it? It's not allowed for Jesus to say it. This is hypocrisy. And no, I answered you. We spoke about it. Now you answer me about why the black dog is the devil. Don't you think your prophet is being a guy who says stupid thing? Your mic.
Get the answer. You don't want me to answer. You keep interrupting me, and you tell me I'm not answering.
I'm listening. Why the black dog is the devil? I answer you about Jesus.
Keep your mouth shut.
I answered you about Jesus. Why the black dog is the devil? We want to know. You are ashamed that your prophet is a stupid prophet. He says stupid things. As an example, you know.
You can't even listen. At least I can get a dog to sit down.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Go
ahead. Go ahead. Answer me. Why the black dog is the devil? I'm listening.
Because the Prophet Muhammad mentioned about the black dog being the devil or having the devil in him, and that's the case.
No. He did not say the black devil in him. He said he is the devil.
The first and foremost, there's one devil. So when he mentioned that I be the devil, obviously he can't be the devil.
False. Your God, he said that there is many shayateen, not one devil. So Muhammad, he says the black dog is the devil. Even your prophet, he said, and the interpretation of the Quran says that shaitan, he have a vagina in the left leg, he have a penis in the right leg, and then he if himself, and then he laid 10 eggs, and then 70 shaitan. Hold on. And then he laid 10 eggs, and 70 shaitan and shaitan come out. So don't tell me there's one devil. You are being a funny guy. Quran and Islam teach there's many devils. Even the Quran confirmed that he sleep with your children. This is why Muhammad, he says, before you have sex with your wife, you have to say, may Allah protect me and my children from the devil. Why? Because shaitan, he will round himself around the penis of the Muslim man, and he is going to F his wife. Now answer, why the black dog is the devil? I want to know.
Let me ask you a question.
Don't ask me a question. Answer the question and ask me a question. We are here. I will spend the whole night with you. Why the black dog is the devil?
Do you have a Bible?
I will answer you any question, but give me the answer. Our topic is Islam, right? Answer.
Hey,
why the black dog? Why you are running? Are you ashamed? Why the black dog is the devil?
The whole first debate you ran talking about Islam. That's why I'm running.
Abdul, this is an hour. We finished about Christianity, and now we are talking about Islam. You forgot? So answer. Why the black dog is the devil? Are you ashamed?
You a true coward.
Are you ashamed? Are you ashamed? Are you going to run? Are you going to run? Abdul, why you don't want to answer?
I'm not ashamed.
So answer. So answer. So answer. Okay, answer. Abdul, if you are not ashamed, why the black dog is the devil? I'm asking you. You're not ashamed. Great. Why?
So since you won't do it, I do it. I'm gonna open up the Bible and I'm gonna read for you something that you'll never read.
Abdul, you are a coward. Why you want to go back? You see, we said 1 hour Christianity, 1 hour Islam, right? And now we are talking about Muhammad saying a very scientific story that the black dog is the devil. Are you ashamed of the stupid statement of your prophet?
Are you ashamed of the stupid statement of your book?
Well, no problem. We spend 1 hour to tell me about my book. Now we are talking about your book. Now answer. Come on. Why you don't answer?
So in the first hour that you speak about
why? Abdul. Be a man. You promised me. You said 1 hour about Christianity, 1 hour about Islam. And this is the 1 hour about Islam. I'm asking you, why do you want to answer? Abdul, why do you want to answer? I mean, seriously.
The only reason
Abdul, listen, you can talk as much as you want. You are a coward. You are trying to run away from answering. Obviously, this is a very sensitive topic because you are a black person and you have no idea how to answer this. Actually, I was going to say to you before we start our debate that I have a black dog next to me. But I was afraid if I said that you will run. So, black dog is the devil.
Because you are.
Why the black dog? Why the black dog is the devil? Don't you want us to move? Abdul,
who sits in your.
Abdul, if you want us to move to the second topic, answer this one, and then you can go. I will allow you to read from the Bible, no problem. I will allow you. Just give us the answer. Jump in to talk about the Bible will not answer the question. So we want an answer. Our time is up, actually. It's already 8. So give me the answer. It's a shame. Are you ashamed of it? You are proud. So Why the black dog is the devil? Go ahead.
I just told you I'm not ashamed of anything.
So why the black dog is the devil, Abdul?
Because the Prophet Muhammad mentioned that the black dog is from the shayateen, so that's what the case is.
It's what? So what? Say again.
The Prophet Muhammad mentioned in a hadith authentic that the black dog, you know what I'm saying, is from the shayateen. So
it's what? It's what? Speak slowly. I don't understand. He's what?
No. You heard what I said.
No, I don't hear you.
From the shayateen. He's from the shayateen.
He's a okay, he is the shaitan. He is a shaitan. He's the devil. Shaitan means the devil. So, but the question why? I know that what your prophet he said. I'm the one who mentioned that to you. So you don't say to me, yes, the prophet he said that. I'm asking you why.
Because he mentioned it. That's why.
Why? What do you mean why? Why the black dog is the devil? Don't you think this is stupid? Explain to us. Give us the logic of Muhammad. Why the black dog is the devil?
No. I don't have to get the logic of anything. He mentioned that he's the devil, and that's it.
Why? But why? Abdul, the question is why. So you are telling me we follow blindly without even thinking about it. This is stupid. I accuse your prophet to be stupid. What kind of a prophet? So explain to me. No, I want the answer. I want the answer. You see? What you are saying to me? You are saying to me that because he said so, we take it as it is. This is a stupid answer. This is not an answer. Why the black dog is the devil? Why your prophet he said that? Why your prophet he said that? He is a racist, right? He hated black people.
You ain't got a problem with God being persecuted and slaughtered and spit on.
I have no problem because God, he did not kill. He is coming to save us. And God, he proved that he is God. He resurrected himself. Not like your prophet who died for 3 days and he stink and the people did not bury him because they thought his God will do what Jesus did. But this is not the question. Why the black dog is the devil?
Oh, the black dog is the devil. Answer the question. But you have a problem with God dying as a man. You ain't got a problem with God when
Abdul, why you want to go back? We answered those. And we answered them already. So why you don't want to answer? Not only he want to answer. This guy is a coward. He want to answer. Even in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 1595, it says, Muhammad he says, that I see the devil who is going to destroy the Kaaba. He is a black person with thin legs blocking the stones of the Kaaba. Why the devil is a black person? Not only the black dog is a devil, even the devil himself is a black. Why?
So you believe this is racist?
Why? Well, tell me why he is, Abdul, if Muhammad is not racist, why the black dog is a devil? Black dog is a black dog.
I'm asking you a question. Do you believe that this is a racist statement? That's why you bring it up.
This is absolutely racist statement, yes. That he's saying the black dog is a devil. Obviously, he is categorizing him because of his color, not because he's a dog. He is saying the black dog. They ask him, what is the difference between the black dog and the yellow dog? So Muhammad, he have no problem with the yellow dog. He like blondie dogs, but he have a problem with the black dogs. So
no. Listen. So you saying that Muhammad had a problem? Muhammad had a problem with black people?
Black, absolutely. Because Abdul, you're a prophet. You're a prophet. He described you as a raisin head, and you're a prophet. He made fun of you, and you're a prophet described the Satan as a black person, and you're a prophet ordered to kill dogs just because they are black. So how do you explain that?
Instead of now the follow question, you just keep running your mouth and just keep mentioning things.
Why the black dog? Okay, if he is not racist, so what's the problem with the black dog? What's the problem? What is the problem?
Can I finish?
What is the problem with the black dog? Yeah, you can finish, no problem.
Okay, now listen. I already answered the question. The problem Muhammad mentioned that. That's what it is. Now.
Why not? No. You don't tell me. People, they want to understand, my friend. We want to understand why the black dog. Abdul, guys, this guy will not answer. Let me read for you what the hadith is saying. Hold on. Look, guys, look what the hadith says. Let us read what the hadith says. Abdul, listen.
What features are in the black dog which distinguish it from the red dog and the yellow dog? He said, "Oh, son of my brother, I asked the messenger of
Oh
Allah,
my goodness,
as you
man.
are
See, I
asking
mentioned
me,
Google,
and he
put up
said,
Google
the
read.
black
You
dog is
can't
the
read
devil.
English? You can't read?
I can't read. I'm ignorant like your prophet. Are you complaining if I'm not
You
reading?
can't read,
You're a
so listen to me.
prophet.
So you
You're a
can't- I
prophet,
know.
Abdul. You're a
I know.
prophet, Abdul. You're a prophet. You're a prophet. If we give him his name and the name of a donkey, he will not recognize which one is his name. And you are complaining about me. I speak languages. You're a prophet and not know how to write his name. So don't talk, make fun about them. Don't know how to read English. Now answer. Now answer. Why the black? Why the black dog? Why the black dog? You are ashamed. Then tell me why he is racist. Absolutely answer why the black dog have a problem.
Now let's bring the hadith where the Prophet Muhammad actually talks about race particularly. Let's bring the hadith. Let's look at him where the Prophet mentioned race specifically and see if this is about race or not. Let's actually see.
Abdul. The hadith you gave me, I will laugh at it. Read the hadith because I will give you the opposition from the Quran. The Quran says, Abdul, the Quran says in chapter 3, verse 106, يَوْمُ تَبْيَضُّ وُجُوهٌ وَتَسْوَدُّ وُجُوهٌ. Hold on. Are you going to hold the hadith against the Quran? The Quran says, in the day of judgment, Allah will make all the believers white and all the disbelievers black. Do you want me to show you right now Ibn Kathir?
You want me to show you the Bible the same verse?
Do you want me to show you? Don't change the topic. You're a coward. Why Allah will make all the believers in the judgment day white, and they will be very white, and He will make all.
Bring the verse of the Bible. Bring it. I'm bringing the verse of the Bible.
Abdul. You can bring Abdul.
I dare you.
Abdul Potato. You can bring me whatever you want. I'm going to stay with you until tomorrow. Answer. Chapter 3, verse 106. It says, Allah will make all the believers white in the judgment day and all the disbelievers black in the judgment day. And you can read the interpretation of Ibn Kathir immediately. Your mic.
So, listen. In the Quran, Allah mentions white, black as metaphorical, as you say, like a black day.
Liar. Prove it to me. I have the interpretation in front of me. You are a liar. Read the interpretation of Ibn Kathir for this verse. I challenge you.
You challenge me?
Yes, I challenge you right now. Open Ibn Kathir and read the interpretation.
Open it.
You will read it, right?
No, I don't have it in front of me.
You don't know how to find it?
No, I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you know what verse we are talking about?
You said Surah 3. But understand, I know all the many verses.
I did say what? I did say what?
There's several verses in the Quran that mentions about black and white.
Abdul. So if you know what chapter, if I gave you what verse, why you don't want to go to Ibn Kathir and read it?
No, you bring the verse, you read it.
I did. I just gave it to you. You said, let us read the interpretation. Read the interpretation from Ibn Kathir. Go ahead.
Christian Prince, bring your proof and let's move on.
I got the proof. I said to you.
Listen, what I'm doing right now, I'm going to bring you the same verse.
Abdul, I said to you the proof. I said to you, chapter 3, verse 106, and this is Quran, and you can open right now the interpretation of Ibn Kathir. What the problem?
Okay, so listen, in the Bible, in the book of Jeremiah.
Before we go to the Bible, who you want to jump? Abdul. We will talk about Abdul. We will talk about it. I promise you. God is my witness. Be a man. Let us read Ibn Kathir, please. Your mic.
All black. So that means that everybody that was humbled down.
Abdul.
Is this racist?
Everything you are saying is a lie. And we will read it together and we will laugh at you. Now answer this one.
Jeremiah 14.
And no problem.
Let's go. Let's have Bible study.
Abdul. We will read it. Jeremiah 40 what? Jeremiah, hold on.
Jeremiah 14. Let's read it. Come on, let's go.
Jeremiah. Okay, we will read it. Answer the question first.
Read it.
You said we will read it, Abdul. You are a coward.
Read it now.
We finish this one. Abdul, you will have a diarrhea. Listen, we will read it after we finish this one. Read for me, Ibn Kathir. Read for me, Ibn Kathir. Listen, Abdul, this guy is a stupid idiot like he's a prophet. The God of Islam, he said in chapter 27, verse number 82, not only in chapter 3, verse 106, that he will send a beast, and this beast will come from the ground, and this beast, he have a tail of a cat, he have a face of a, etc. He have 4 faces, 7 faces, face of a lion, face of an eagle, face of a human, face of a chicken, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And then this beast, he will have the stick of Moses and the ring of Solomon, and then he is going to hit the believer in his face with the stick of Moses and the ring of Solomon, and he will make everyone white and black. And then when those people join together, they will say, oh, this believer, oh, believer. How they knew each other? Because of the color. So the God of Islam, he decided to make all the believers white, and they are very white, and all the disbelievers are black. Now, I did read for you from Ibn Kathir. How you explain that to me? You're mine.
To the ground are black. They're black.
I'm asking you. I did read for 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 you, Abdul.
Jeremiah. So we covered the verses. So now let me hear you read Jeremiah.
We did not cover anything. Abdul,
are you ashamed?
Abdul, we did not cover
Jeremiah.
Abdul, we did not cover anything.
Are you ashamed, Jeremiah?
Abdul, what is the answer? Why Allah will make all the believer white and all the believer black?
Are you ashamed, Jeremiah?
We will read it. I promise to God, we will read it. I promise. Are you coward?
No. Listen,
answer.
You have to, are you ashamed of Jeremiah chapter 14, verse 2? Are you ashamed?
Abdul, are you stupid or what? We said after
we
finish. I am not ashamed. You are the one who is ashamed.
Ashamed of Jeremiah 14:2, where it says that their faces are black to the ground. Christian
Abdul, you said Jeremiah 14:2, right?
Yeah, let's read it. Let's
okay,
read it.
Where it says that? Where it says that?
Read it.
Jeremiah 14:2. I don't see where it says that. Read for me.
Read it.
You read it for me. I don't see it. It says anything about this. Where it says that?
Oh man, what kind of Bible you got?
Abdul, I have the Quran in front of me. I have the book of Muhammad. I have the false Bible, my friend, because Allah, he sent Bible and we screwed him and we changed, as you know. So read for me the verse. Jeremiah 14:2. Read for me Jeremiah 14:2. What it says.
Yeah, go to the real Bible and go to Jeremiah 14:2.
Yeah.
And this it says.
So.
You know what it says?
And where is the racism there?
And the gates thereof.
Where is the racism? Abdul, where is the racism?
They are all black unto the ground. What does black mean there?
You tell me, where is the racism? I don't see racism. Where?
He's saying that whoever has anguish is black. The black people are anguish.
Anguish? What anguish mean?
You don't know what anguish means?
I do not know English. Can you explain to me?
Oh, it means miserable.
Huh?
It means lonely. That's what it means. Miserable. So it means black people are miserable. It means that they're lonely people. They're all lonely people.
Abdul. It says that the earth will turn black, not the people.
What?
The earth, وَالْأَرْضُ يَكْسُوهَا السَّوَادُ. The earth, the ground will turn black.
No, that's not what it says, Christian Prince.
It
says the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dirt.
Abdul,
language, they are all black unto the ground. And the cry of Jerusalem is going up.
Abdul, this is a prophecy. This is nothing about racism. This is about prophecy. Now answer. I answer. This is a prophecy. You have a problem with it? I can show you right now actually I have the reference of my book. Guys, go right now and get my book, The Deception of Allah, verse, volume number 1, and Quran and Science. You will see how Allah, he made the black black. Why he made them black? Because he decided to make them to slave to the Arab. You want me to show you the reference right now?
Christian Prince, first and foremost, the Quran makes it quite clear.
Let us go back.
Quite clear in terms of color that Allah created everybody in the best people.
Where it says that? Where it says that in the Quran? Where it says that in the Quran? You are a liar. Where it says that? I showed you chapter 3, verse 106. It says that Allah will make.
The Quran makes it clear that the best people are those who have righteousness before God, not race. Not race. Allah made you, He made you all.
Abdul.
And the best of you are those who are most righteous before God.
Great. So Allah decide to make all the non-believer, because they are bad, to be black. And He will make all the believers in the judgment be like you. Be happy. You will be white. You will be very white. You will be like George Bush. Are you so proud now? I mean, this is a shame. Why God need to change your color before you enter heaven? Based on this, Abdul, based on this, no black is allowed to enter heaven. Do you agree?
Of Islam, understanding the text, that's all. It just exposes you, because clearly we talk about clear statements from the Quran, clear from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, clear statements about race relations and how no white is better than a black and no Arab is not an Arab.
First, this is story contradict the Quran, and this is mean the Quran is corrupt if the story in the Hadith is correct, because the Quran says that
the interpretation about the curse of Ham is about black people being cursed.
Abdul, I can show you. Okay.
If you want to talk about
okay, let us do this. What about we show you the interpretation of Ham and the interpretation of the Bible about it in Islam and Christianity? Do you accept?
If you want to talk about,
do you accept or not? Coward, do you accept or not? We can show the interpretation for both and let people judge. Do you dare?
Do you dare?
You see, you want to keep going. You don't want to answer. You don't want to dare. You don't dare. I can show you how Muslims decide why the black people are black. Not only this, your prophet, he said, the black stone used to be white like milk, but the sin of mankind made it black. What does that mean? That means that sin made you black. Do you agree with your prophet or not?
Say it again.
Your prophet, he said, the black stone used to be white like milk, but the sin of the mankind made it black. That means that sin.
Listen. Calvin Prince, you keep bringing up these ideas about black. First and foremost, maybe because you don't understand English. I mean, you say you understand Arabic.
Abdul, Potato, I don't read the hadith in English. I'm giving you a translation of the Muslims. I read in Arabic. You are the ignorant who do not know Arabic, so don't talk about ignorant. Otherwise, read for me the hadith in Arabic. Do you dare?
Nevertheless, you have so many examples.
Answer why the black stone was white. Why the black stone was white and the sin of mankind made it black. I'm not reading English, my English. I'm reading for you the hadith as it is in English. Do you have an answer?
Okay, so listen, you're taking the hadith and you're giving a false interpretation as if somehow.
Okay, give me the interpretation. Give me the interpretation, Abdul. Abdul, give me the interpretation. Until now, you failed to give me any interpretation. When I gave you why your prophet, he said, the black dog, Abdul Potato, when I asked you why the black dog is the devil, you did not give me interpretation. You said just because the prophet, he said so, because you are ashamed and you have no idea how to answer this. You just said, because the prophet, he said that. And now you are saying to me, well, I'm giving my own interpretation, so give me the interpretation. Why the black dog is the devil? Your mind.
Listen, you keep saying my mind, and so talk, you start running your mouth. The Prophet Muhammad made it clear in so many hadith, in his actions, in establishing Islam, race relations is not, something that Islam comes to denigrate black people. You have hadith clear. The Prophet Muhammad said that the white has no superiority over the black.
Abdul, if this is true, if this is true, okay. First of all,
the one who has most consciousness of God Almighty. So it's clear from the Quran, from the Hadith, that the Prophet Muhammad never ever indicated that somehow the blacks are denigrated because of their race. Rather, he honored them. He put Bilal Ibn Rabah, who was a black slave, who was a free slave, and honored him and put him to call the call of prayer. And if you look at his life, the people he took care of, the people who was very close to him.
Like who? As an example, Bilal is a very famous slave, a black slave. He died, and yet Muhammad never freed him. Is that correct?
Say it again.
Bilal, he died as a slave. Why Muhammad never free Bilal?
Bilal was freed immediately.
By who? Coward, liar. Okay, here we go. Abu Bakr, this is after the death of Muhammad. This is after the death. This is after Abdul. You are Allah.
Abu Bakr brought Bilal from the Meccans.
Abdul.
First and foremost,
you are a liar. You are a liar. That's number one. Bilal came to Abu Bakr asking him. He said to him, if you bought me for the sake of Allah, will you free me for the sake of Allah? If you bought me for the sake of you, keep me for the sake of you. Is that true?
Christian Prince.
Is that true?
So many people.
Is that true? Is that true?
It's not true.
Listen carefully. Bilal, he said to Abu Bakr, if you bought me for the sake of Allah, free me for the sake of Allah. If you bought me for your sake, keep me for yourself. Is that true?
Was he free? It's no.
No. This is true. This is true or not? This is true or not? This is a true or not? This is a true or not? Which means, and this is after the death of Muhammad. There is no proof that this has happened before. Muhammad died. Bilal, he served Muhammad all his life, and now Muhammad is still. He did not give him his freedom, so he went to Abu Bakr, says to him, if you bought me for the sake of Allah, will you free me for the sake of Allah? I'm done with it.
Now, because Abu Bakr brought Bilal from the Meccans.
So why Muhammad is not? When Muhammad was alive, when Muhammad was alive, when Muhammad.
Your whole premise of trying to say Abdul. Racism. Listen, you're making a fool of yourself.
Abdul, why your prophet, he did not free the black slave, and why he called him raising head?
Let me ask you a question, Christopher.
Why he called him raising head, and why?
How many verses in the Quran?
Abdul,
how many hadith about virtues of freeing slaves?
What do you mean? Hold on.
The virtues.
Abdul. When you're a prophet, this guy, he talk like a woman in the living room with my respect to women. Listen, Abdul, we cannot talk at the same time. Hold on, take a break. Breathe. Listen. We will talk about this. Listen. When you say, okay, here, shut up. When you say that you cannot forgive your sin unless you go and buy a slave and free a slave, that will encourage and promote the market of slavery. Islam encourages slavery, and your prophet, he owns slaves. Is that true?
The Prophet Muhammad and the Quran over and over again mentions the virtues.
So why he did not free? Why he did not free his slaves then? Why he did not free Bilal and the slaves he had? He had many slaves. Why he did not free them? Abdul.
When you say liar, man.
Why? Okay, here we go. In the front of everybody. Abdul. In front of everybody. I challenge you to give me a reference right now that your prophet, he freed Bilal, Muhammad died, and still Bilal is a poor slave. And not only this, the Muslim did not free him by themselves. He came to complain. He got him busted. He says to him, you know what? You are a hypocrite. If you bought me for the sake of Allah, then free me for the sake of Allah. If you bought me for yourself, then keep me for yourself. So which one of them? That's mean that this guy, he give up. He's waiting for long. And this guy who owned him, he don't want to free him. Why Abu Bakr did not free him voluntarily? Why he waited for this guy to kiss his shoes, asking for freedom? Your mind.
Doesn't it tell you to be a good slave in your Bible?
Slavery in my Bible, my friend. A person, he offered himself to work for 7 years.
Oh man, here we go.
Abdul. He offered himself for 7 years, and don't change topic. This is the same as a work contract. You can offer yourself and your family. Your daughter, she can work as a maid. The maximum is 7 years. After that 7 years, it doesn't matter how much debt you owe to the other person, you are free. Now answer. Why did it not free Bilal? Your mind.
Tell me why Paul told you all that if you are a slave, then be a good slave to your master. He didn't say, oh, free slave. Paul said, if you're a slave,
Abdul,
be a good slave.
Because we as a Christians, we are not to create problems in the world and not to be bad. But he told us too that we have to be good to everybody, and everyone have to be, every one of us have to be a servant for everybody around us. Jesus, he said, you have to be good even to the one who curse you, like you, the one who pray for our death, like you, the one who used pictures and he put it in his YouTube because he's a kid. He do not even know how I look like. He's just stupid like you.
Well,
So listen. You just said that how stupid you are. Because if you are posting pictures of me and this is me, so why I will not show myself? You should know yourself that you are stupid. However, about coward, your God must be coward too. Because your God, why you want me to show my face, you idiot? Show me your face. Okay, Abdul, your God Allah. You see, because you are a coward, you are doing that. You were trying to make me get upset and don't host you because you are a kid. I was laughing at you. We are laughing at you, and you are stupid like Usama Abdullah, the one who said that black magic is not exist, getting his God busted. And by the way, as long as we are talking about black magic, are you possessed like your prophet? Because your prophet, he said, he used to imagine himself having sex, but in fact he never did. Is that true? 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 That your prophet, he imagined himself having sex, but he never did because he was possessed by the devil?
Let me ask you a question.
Answer the question first. Is it true? Is it true that your prophet was possessed by the black devil, and he controlled, and he controlled? Are you there? I'm talking to you. Why? How Shaitan was able to control your prophet if the Quran says you Shaitan have no authority over my good slaves? How Shaitan was able to possess your prophet, you mind?
Christian, let me ask you a question. Are you muting me?
You are muting yourself, my friend.
No.
I'm asking you a question. I am asking. You are screaming loud. Answer. People, they can hear you, Abdul. Why and how? Why and how, Abdul? You see, our 2 hours is over, and you are not answering. So why you're a prophet if he is protected by God? You see, your prophet, he said, the black Shaitan, the one you call him black, he cannot even touch Jesus. He cannot even touch Mary. So how Muhammad was controlled by the devil, and he was able to possess him to the point, you're a prophet, he imagined himself having sex, but in fact he never did. Answer.
Christian Prince, answer the question. Are you pressing mute when I talk sometimes? Yes or no?
When you are speaking loud, I have to put you down.
Oh, so what you're doing is that, I didn't know that.
But this is after the 2 hours, Abdul. This is after the 2 hours is over. The 2 hours is over from long time, so our time is up. I am muting you when I am muting you after the debate is over. The debate is over. We got you busted already. I'm just giving you more shish. I'm making you a falafel because we cannot talk in the same time, and you will not answer, you coward. Europe. Here we go. I mute you again because you don't let me talk. Listen, son of a filthy muta. Your prophet was possessed by a black dog, and that is telling me who is your prophet. A real prophet will not be under the black magic control. What more I can give a proof to Abdul? Why Jesus was not possessed by the devil? Why other prophet was not possessed by the devil? And how the black dog, which you said he is the devil, he was able to control your prophet? The mic is yours.
Okay, so you're telling me about the Prophet Muhammad as a man being possessed, but yet the devil tempted Jesus and took him up to a mountain and tempted him. So Jesus,
can you read Abdul? First of all, he tempted him, which means he tried to make him commit sin. But Jesus was victorious, and he said to him, you cannot tempt your God. So now answer. Jesus was protected, and Shaitan was not able to do anything with him. But your prophet, according to the hadith, Abdul, you can't talk in the same time. Just hold on. Take a break. Okay. Listen. Why your prophet was controlled by the devil? Explain to us.
Okay, yeah. Now you told me that Jesus was protected. The devil tried to commit God to commit sin. Is that what you're telling me?
The devil, Abdul, the verse saying that this devil, he want to see if this is the one, the Messiah, which everybody is waiting for. So he's coming and he's trying his best, even with the Messiah, to do so. But the Messiah was never committing sin and was victorious. But in case of your Prophet Muhammad, he was a big failure. Not only that, the Quran said that Shaitan, he put in his mouth satanic verses. There's a book, it's called, by Salman Rushdie, it's called Satanic Verses. What this book is about, it says that Shaitan was able, listen, Shaitan, Abdul,
It's a fabrication.
Abdul, it's not a fabrication. Okay, hold on. Are you saying the Quran is a fabrication too? Because this is mentioned in the Quran. The Quran, okay, read for me then, chapter 22, verse number 52. The mic is yours. وما أرسلنا من قبلك من رسول ولا نبي إلا إذا تمنى ألقى الشيطان في أمنيته فينسخ الله ما يلقي الشيطان.
Okay, now.
The Quran saying that Shaitan, he throw in the umniya of Muhammad, in the mouth of Muhammad, in the mind of Muhammad, and then Muhammad, in the interpretation we see that the people of Quraysh, when he was with them, he said
bring
that
me,
those...
Bring me authentic hadith that mentions the last 20 verses. Bring me one.
Abdul. Okay, Abdul. The Quran is authentic or not?
Bring me one
hadith
that mentions anything about the 20 verses.
Abdul, the Quran, the verse I'm giving you, is that authentic or not?
This verse, I didn't do it. This verse.
Then read the verse for me.
It's a lie.
Abdul, stop shouting. Read the verse for me and give me the interpretation. And before you finish, I will give you Ibn Kathir, Al-Qurtubi, Al-Tabari, Al-Jalalain. I will make you the joke of everybody. I challenge you. Read the verse and tell me what this verse means, and I will give you the interpretation from the scholars.
And to commit sin? Is that what you believe?
Answer. What chapter 22, verse number 56 saying?
22, verse 6 was revealed 6 to 8 years after the alleged event.
Abdul, what 6 years? Abdul, I'm giving you Quran, and then we go to the hadith.
You're not giving me Quran, Christian Prince.
Abdul,
you're giving me a verse that keeps trying to use to justify.
Okay, Abdul, give me the interpretation of the verse.
The interpretation is that the Shaitan comes, and it doesn't mention his words, but he comes to try to incite the people to do evil. That's the job of the devil. That's what he does. You just told me, you started telling me that the devil is trying to tempt God.
Hold on. The verse, Abdul, potato, listen. The verse saying that Allah will delete from the Quran what Shaitan he threw. وَيَنْسَخُ اللَّهُ. What Allah will delete from the Quran, your mind.
But you had a problem with the devil trying to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Abdul, what Allah will take from the Quran? If the Shaitan did not put something in the mouth of Muhammad, what Allah will take?
Listen. You read interpretation, it's not with the mouth, but in the thoughts.
Okay, here we go. The first, Abdul, let me get you.
You just told me
Abdul,
the devil tried to tempt God.
Abdul.
You believe the devil
Abdul. The devil is coming to tempt Jesus because he is coming in the form of a man, and he is trying his best. But because Jesus is God, he cannot be victorious over Jesus. But your God, as an example in the Quran, he ordered the devil to get out of heaven, and then after that the devil get in, because your God is fabricating a story. So your God have no authority of the devil, but Jesus he have. And you, in the same time, the Quran confirm here that Shaitan, he throws something in the mouth of Muhammad, and Allah will delete it. So what Shaitan he throw in the mouth of Muhammad according to the chapter I gave you, Mike?
The devil tried to tempt God to commit sin, you clown.
But he could not. He tried.
No,
Abdul, you can try right now. You are calling Jesus names. You Muslims insult Jesus every day. Everybody is, the people that say the F word to Jesus. Try. You can do your best. One day you will go to hellfire like your prophet, the child molester. Now answer me. Shaitan, he put in the mouth of Muhammad something, and the Shaitan, he was successful. And the Quran says, فَيَنْسَخُ اللَّهُ مَا يُلْقِي الشَّيْطَانِ. What Allah will do as yansakh. What yansakh mean? Your mind. What yansakh mean? What yansakh mean? Abdul, coward. You will not answer, are you? You will not answer because you are getting busted. So what we have right now, we have a prophet that Shaitan control of his testicles, a prophet who hold his penis and play with it, but yet he think he's having sex with his wives, because shaitan is controlling him. A prophet who say Quranic verses, but yet it's not from God, but it's from shaitan. And this is all confirmed in your book. So now, the chapter I gave you, the chapter of Al-Hajj, verse number 52, what Allah will delete from the Quran? Your mind.
Okay, so I see again that you keep on muting me. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as any human being, is sent the shaitan to try to incite them. This is the job of the devil. This is what they do. And this is what the verse is talking about. That even the prophets, that the devil trying to come to them, he tries to come to them and incite them. Not put words in his mouth, but put thoughts that he tried to incite them.
Thank you.
But the Prophet Muhammad, first and foremost, this verse was revealed 6 to 8 years after this alleged video of yours. So you're trying to tell me for 6 to 8 years this was the case? It's a lie. You got not one authentic hadith that mentions anything about this.
Abdul. I'm not talking about hadith. Did I mention any hadith? Stop. Hold on. Hold your horses. So you just say that shaitan, he always do that to people and he controlled them. Thank you very much. And you admitted that your prophet controlled by shaitan. But that will be a contradiction for the Quran in chapter 15, verse number 42. Because the Quran, chapter 15, verse number 42 says, Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultan, except the filthy one. So according to the Quran, guys, somebody pause the verse. Chapter 15, verse number 42. You have no control, shaitan, over my good followers. You have only control over al-ghaween. Who is the ghaween? The bad, filthy, non-good people. So based on this verse, in order to shaitan to control your prophet, he have to be from al-ghaween, which means he is from non-good people. Abdul. Yeah, I listen to me. Go ahead.
Listen. First of all, you just prove because the shaitan didn't have control over him. He tried to, and he didn't have control over him. That's the whole point. And again, you're not even doing the fact that.
What do you mean? What do you mean you try? What do you mean you try? Abdul, listen. Was your prophet possessed? Yes or no? Was he possessed? Yes or no? Was he possessed? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Was he possessed with the Quran? No.
No. According to the Hadith, was he possessed or no?
He received a spell that was put over him. But the Quran, the shaitan influence with the Quran, absolutely not.
What Aisha, she said, the prophet, he imagined himself, the prophet was bewitched, so that he began to imagine that he has done things, but in fact, he did not do it. In different hadith, she said, the prophet, he used to imagine himself having sexual intercourse with his wives, but in fact, he never did. So, is that, are you saying that Aisha, she is lying and Muhammad was not possessed?
I'm telling you that you're lying. Let's go back to the verse first and foremost. You keep quoting 22:6, and then when I refute you, you jump somewhere else.
Abdul, why you don't answer? Because you're going in a circle. Was Muhammad possessed or not? When Aisha, she said the prophet was bewitched, and he imagined that he's having slept with his wives, but in fact he never did. Was Muhammad, based on this, bewitched as Aisha, she said, or you accuse Aisha to be a liar?
So now, let's go back to the verse first.
No. We start from here. What do you mean? Aisha, she confirmed that. Are you going to debate me or debate Aisha? I want you to debate Aisha. Aisha, she said, the prophet was possessed. And he imagined himself doing things, but in fact, he never did. In different stories, she says, the prophet, he imagined himself having intercourse with his wife, but in fact, he was having intercourse with a disposal machine. Now, is Aisha lying here, or you agree with her?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Is Aisha is lying or not? Is Aisha is lying or not?
Listen, you keep muting me. Every time I refuse you go somewhere else.
Abdul.
Won't you stay still and answer? When I answer you back, then respond to the answer. Every time I refuse you, you want somewhere else.
Okay, start with this hadith, please. Start with this hadith and then we go.
We didn't start the hadith. Start with the ayah that you mentioned, 22.
Okay. You see, hold on. When I ask you to start with the ayah, you refuse. Then we move to the hadith. And now I read the hadith, you refuse. You want to go back to the ayah, you're like a kid. Okay, we go back to the ayah. Read it for me. Go ahead.
Stop pressing mute, you coward.
Go ahead.
Stop pressing mute.
Go ahead. Read the verse for me then. Go back to the ayah. Go back to the ayah.
Listen here. Listen. The verse mentions about Shaitan trying to incite trying to incite in the Prophet.
Read the Abdul, read the verse for me and show me where it says the word trying. I want to see it. You mind?
Okay, listen. So this is the verse. Now, second of all, the verse.
Don't say second. You said he is trying. Show me where it says he's trying. I want to see that. I'm blind. Like the blind man who came to Muhammad and Muhammad kicked him out of his house. Show me where it says the shaitan is trying. You mind?
Well, would you listen?
I'm listening. Where?
Abdul,
this is the verse in the Quran. We're not talking about hadith, you stupid. So the Quran says that we never send the messenger before thee, but shaitan he threw, and I'm going to delete it, don't worry about it. So you are saying he's trying. He did not try, he did. He did, my friend. Now, okay, hold on, in front of everybody. Name for me a scholar you accept of your choice, and he agree with you that the shaitan he tried, but he could not throw something in the mind of the Prophet. Name for me one.
Am I on mute? You can hear me.
Name for me a scholar. I hear you.
Okay, stop muting me, Christian Prince.
Name for me a scholar agree with you that he was trying. He did not succeed. Name for me a scholar. You coward. I'm asking you. I challenge you. Name a scholar. It says that shaitan was not able to throw something in the mind of Muhammad or in the tongue of Muhammad. Go ahead.
Now, again, this verse. We talk about this verse.
What is Abdul? I have to mute you again. You are jumping. You are a liar. I'm asking you. Name for me a scholar. Agree with you that shaitan was not able to throw anything. He was just trying. The mic is yours.
Listen. You won't allow me to do the verse, but you know we refuse you.
Read the verse. Read the verse.
You won't allow.
Abdul, stupid. I'm asking you to read the verse since an hour ago, and you are the one who's not reading it. Go ahead, read it. I'm listening. Go ahead.
No. Listen to me explain the verse.
No. Before you explain, you are not qualified to explain the verse. You have to give me a scholar. Give me a scholar. Who is the scholar who give you the explanation you are saying? I'm going to open it and I'm going to compare with what you said. Otherwise, you are a liar. Go ahead.
Stop pressing mute and allow me to go on.
Who is the scholar who explained that verse and you like his explanation? And are you qualified to explain the Quran?
Am I qualified to explain the Quran?
Yeah.
Will you allow me to explain it?
No, I'm asking. Are you qualified?
Are you qualified? Stop pressing mute whenever I refute you, so you can keep on talking over me.
Are you qualified? You speak too much. You say nothing. Are you qualified according to Islam?
Listen.
According to Muslims, are you allowed? Are you allowed? I'm asking you, Abdul. Are you allowed? Abdul, are you allowed to explain the Quran? Yes or no?
When was this verse revealed?
Are you qualified to explain the Quran? Yes or no?
When was this verse revealed?
I don't care when it's revealed. I don't care. I think the whole Quran, Abdul, the whole Quran never revealed. It's a yellow pages and nothing but a garbage, and many of it even created long after Muhammad died. But this is not my topic. My topic is, Abdul, why you refuse to give me a scholar you accept who did give interpretation for this verse? Why you refuse? What's the problem?
I'm not refusing anything. I want you to explain.
Then give me one. Guys, did you hear him? He said, I'm not refusing to give you. So give me a scholar you agree with. He says that shaitan, he tried, but he was not successful. I want to read it. Your mic.
Listen, Prince, you use this verse to try to justify.
Abdul, I am not using anything. I just said, let us go to the Muslim interpretation, scholar interpretation, and whatever they say, we will accept. What's wrong with that? Name for me interpretation you like.
Listen, you use this verse.
I am not using anything, Abdul. What's wrong with you? I just said to you, I say all the scholars agree that shaitan, he threw things and Allah will delete it. Now prove me wrong. Name for me one scholar don't agree with me. Just one.
Stop pressing mute, Christian.
Give me a scholar, you kid. You are a child.
I'm a kid, but you keep muting me, you coward.
Okay, give me a scholar then. Give me a scholar because you speak.
Stop pressing mute, you coward.
We cannot talk in the same time. This is what happened. I want the answer. Why don't I answer? What?
No,
who is the scholar agree with you that shaitan did not throw anything? Who is the one?
Listen here. We're going to deal with the verse or not?
Who is the scholar? So are you saying, okay, I have to shut you up. You are a coward. You see, I'm giving you from my priceless time to talk to a kid like you who is afraid of a black dog. And I keep asking you a very simple question. Name for me one scholar agree with you. But you coward, because you are a kid, you are afraid to name one for me because you will get busted. So let me repeat again. Name for me a scholar agree with you that Shaitan was not able to throw anything. Your mic.
You muted me again. So listen,
I'm asking.
We're gonna go back.
Who is the scholar? Who is the scholar?
If not, we're gonna just end this because you're not going nowhere.
Who is the scholar?
We're not going nowhere. You keep muting me.
Who is the scholar?
You know what I'm saying?
Abdul. Who is the scholar? Who is the scholar who agree with you?
This verse in Surah Hajj is what we
discussed. Who is the scholar agree with you? Name for me one scholar agree with you. You are failing. You fail, you potato, to give me one scholar agree with you.
Listen,
why? You see what stupid you are? Unbelievable how much patience I have. You see, guys, why you don't want to give me a scholar? Give me one scholar agree with you. I have in front of me Al-Baghawi. Do you like me to read Al-Baghawi for you?
Would you allow to explain the verse?
No, you don't explain the verse, Abdul. You are a potato. You are no one. You don't even know how to read Arabic. How you can explain the verse for me? Okay, you know what? I have a challenge for you. If you can read the verse for me in Arabic, I will give you the right to give interpretation for the verse because you must be a scholar. Go ahead and read the verse for me in Arabic and give me the interpretation. I'm listening.
Nobody, no right to anything. You muting me. You want to allow me to refute your point.
How you can refute me, Abdul? In order to refute me, you have to get me busted by saying, here we go, this is the scholar who agree with me, that Shaitan, he was not successful. Get me busted. Who is the scholar agree with you?
I'm going to get you busted by saying, stop muting me.
Read the ayah. Okay, Abdul. Okay, listen. What we will lose, me and you, if we agree to go to a scholar's, you, not me, approve, and see what he's saying. What's the problem? Is there a problem here?
Why don't you stop pressing mute, you coward, and allow?
Because you are a stupid kid and you keep talking, saying nothing. I'm just asking you why the scholars agree with me against you.
Why don't you show by not muting me how we're going to use this verse in the future?
I just showed. I have in front of me the book of Al-Baghawi, Surah Al-Hajj, page number 393. It agree with me in full. Now, what do you say? Do you have an answer? Your mind.
This agrees with you by telling verses? You liar?
It agreed that Shaitan. Listen. It says, let me read Al-Baghawi in front of me. It says, ومحمد بن كعب القرظي وغيرهما من الفسرين لما رأى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم تولي قومه عنه وشق عليه ما رأى. Listen, Abdul. ألقى الشيطان على لسانه بما كان يحدث به نفسه ويتمناه. So they are saying that Shaitan, he put in the mouth of Muhammad something, and you tell me, do you agree with him or not?
You bring, listen, like I said before, Christian Prince, you bring me one authentic hadith. You're going to quote
Abdul, you are stupid like your prophet who think the black dog is a devil. You are asking me to bring one authentic hadith. Your prophet himself is not authentic. Your God is not authentic. Your flying carpet is not authentic. And you're asking me for authentic. All those hadith are fabricated about your prophet. And many actually believe that even Muhammad never exists. So don't tell me about authentic. What is authentic about the flying carpet? What is authentic about the black dog? What is authentic when your prophet, he said, a woman, she come in the shape of a devil and she live in the shape of the devil. When he himself is the devil who keep marrying more women when they are the devil. Obviously, he's possessed. What is authentic when you say to me that the prophet, he imagined himself seeing things and doing things, but in fact he never did? And Aisha, she said that. And this is, according to Muslims, is authentic hadith, which means it's authentic that Muhammad, he imagined angels coming to him, because the hadith says he imagined things coming to him, but in fact they never come. Your man.
Let me ask you a question. In the Bible, the answer to this question.
Don't go to the Bible. Why you want to go? Finish here. You see the coward? Because you have nothing to say. I want you to answer. We have a topic in front of us. Al-Baghawi in front of me, page number 393. It says that Shaitan, he put words in his tongue. Do you agree with this Al-Baghawi scholar or not?
Do you hear me?
I hear you. Do you agree with him or not?
Stop muting me, Christian Prince.
Do you agree with him or not?
Listen, now, in the Bible,
Abdul, don't go to the Bible, you coward. Answer about the possessed Muhammad. You said it doesn't say that. I want you to get me busted. Shaitan did not throw anything. He tried. This is what you said. It's recorded. I want you to get me busted. Which scholar agree with you? You're mine.
This has nothing to do with satanic verses. It's a fabrication.
Abdul. Okay, give me. Okay, Abdul. If this is, it is not satanic verses, guys. It's not. I mean, why you stupid idiot people? Okay, Shaitan, he put in his mouth something. What he put in his mouth? You're mine.
He didn't put anything in his mouth. And again,
Abdul, prove me wrong. Name for me then one interpretation. I agree with you. Oh well.
You're muting me. We're going nowhere.
Abdul. Okay, we are going nowhere because I will not let you get away from it, you coward. Name for me one scholar says that Shaitan did not throw anything in the mind of Muhammad or in the tongue of Muhammad. Name for me one. You're mine.
You keep saying I'm the coward, but you want to keep pressing mute.
Because you are not answering. You are running away from the answer. Name for me. No, name for me.
Listen, this debate is over, man.
Okay. You are a coward. You will run?
No. Listen.
Okay, hold on. Before you go, let me pray to Allah. May Allah protect you from the black dog, and may Allah protect your testicles so you will not imagine yourself having sex with your wife as the Prophet Muhammad. May Allah protect you from the devil so he will not control you by some hair from your head. And I hope Allah will make you bald so nobody, no Jew, can take some hair from your head or from your anus, because this is how they control the Prophet. Is that correct? They control him by some hair? Your mic?
Listen to this coward.
Is that correct? Is that correct? Is that correct? Abdul, is that correct that the Jew, he took some hair from your Prophet and he controlled him and he made the hair a remote control? Your mic?
Stop pressing mute.
Is that correct? Yes or no? Is that correct? Is that correct or no? Shit.
No, it's not correct.
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Guys, everybody heard him. Don't talk. I'm going to pause the hadith right now. I'm going to pause the hadith. Here we go. Lubayd ibn al-Asam. Here we go. سحر الرسول بمشط وماشطة. مشط وماشطة. All right. Hadith number. Take note. You know what? Let me give you the hadith in your Skype. All right. And now I challenge you to read it. You said it's not true. You said this is not true. Everybody heard you. I'm going to post the link for you in Skype. Here we go. Now open the link, and if you are a man who have protected testicles, not like your prophet, read the hadith for us in English. I'm not going to ask you to read in Arabic. The mic is yours.
Why you keep muting me?
Read it. You said, Abdul, we are not going back and forth. You said this is a lie. Everybody heard you. I just gave you the hadith. I want you to read it for us. The mic is yours.
Don't keep telling me mic. Stop pressing mute.
Abdul, honest to God, if you don't stop, I'm going to send somebody. He will steal some hair from you. And I know a friend, he is a Jew. And we can control you, the same as the Jew, he control your prophet. So are you going to read it or not? Hadith number, Sahih al-Bukhari. This is a Sahih hadith, authentic. Hadith number 5763, and I gave you the link, so you have no excuse. Start reading your mic.
If you press mute again, then the debate is over.
Answer and read. Is it true that they control him? Is that true? Is that true they control him by hair? Yes or no? You said it's not true. You said it's not true. The hadith is in front of you. Why you are lying? He's texting his friend Abdul to help. I gave you the hadith, Abdul. Where are you going? Abdul? Don't die on me. I cannot bring you Jesus to bring you to life now. Oh, I will bring you Muhammad because he is the one who can bring people from death. This is why he died, and he had a belly, looked like a balloon full of gas after he died for 3 days. So are you going to read it or not? Abdul?
You hear me?
Well, I hear you. I give you the hadith, I give you the link. You say.
No. But why you keep pressing mute?
Nobody is muting you. I'm waiting for you, Abdul.
Let's go back.
Abdul,
Let's go back to issue.
Oh, no. Before you go back, you lie. I want to get you busted. You said they did not control him by hair. I said, is it true that they control him by hair? You said, no, not true. I gave you the hadith. Read it. Your mic.
Can you hear me?
Read it. Yes, we can hear you. Read it. Read the hadith. Read the hadith.
No, we're going back to the issue before you.
No, you coward. You said I am lying. They did not control him by some hair and by a camp. Read the hadith. Prove me to be a liar. I gave you my proof. Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 5763. And according to the reference, the Islamic translation, book number 76, hadith number 77. The mic is yours. We are listening. Read it.
No, you keep saying the mic is mine. Stop muting me so I can.
So read it. Get me busted. You said it's not true.
No. We're not going to this one because the last one.
No, we will go to this one because you said this is not true. You accuse me of lying. I am hurt now. I'm very sensitive. So you need to read it so you can get me busted. Read it. Here we go.
The debate is over, Christian Prince. The debate is over.
You want to run? Run, boy. Huh?
You can call it.
Okay.
You can call it you want to call
okay.
it.
I want to ask you a favor. Can you leave some hair for me of you? Can you leave us some hair because we want to practice black magic on you so we can control you from far away? Why you don't want to read it? I mean, what's the problem? If you are sure this is not what happened, I gave you the reference. Get me busted. I gave you the link. It's in your Skype. Why you don't want to read it? You are ashamed. How a little Jew, he can take some hair from the Prophet. I don't know how he get it. And then he controlled him by black magic from far away. He hung up the coward. A prophet of God? This is a prophet of God, and they are complaining about Jesus. He cannot be God. Why? Because he's a man. But this man is an amazing man. He has no sin. Chapter 19, verse 19 in the Quran. He had no guilt. He is a creator. He can forgive sin. He is alive until now, even in Islam, my friend. In Islam, Jesus is alive. Not only this, the coward Muhammad, he said that when Jesus, he meet the devil will dissolve like salt. Correct? Who is Jesus, the one who can make the devil dissolve like salt? Unless he is God. And you see, he don't want to answer because simply it's very embarrassing. Everything he said, it's a lie. When I insist to give me a scholar, agree with him, he don't want to give me a scholar. Just one. He's saying Shaitan is trying to put something. Show me a scholar, agree with you. He don't want to give me. However, the glory to our Lord. We have victories over the devil, not over this stupid poor Abdul Aqil. We have a victory today over the devil by the name of the Messiah, not by the name of Christian Prince. Our Lord is victorious. By his name, we are always victorious. And when Muhammad, he said that when Shaitan, he see the Messiah, he will dissolve like salt, I agree. Maybe this is the only truth this man, he said about Jesus the Messiah. And this is why Muhammad, he dissolved like salt when we mention the name of Jesus. And this is why we are victorious, not because we are smarter, not because we are better. Jesus loved the Muslims too. He want to save them. But those stupid people who decide to kiss a black stone in the shape of a vagina, to accept that God will give them endless penis, to accept that God is a vagina vendor, to accept that God, he provide them boys who they are naked and they are serving them and they will not bleed from sex, who promised them a river of wine, a river of vodka, a river of whiskey, and endless 80,000 women for sex, who provide you endless penis, who can not stop from sex, which means you can't even control it. This is not God. This is a pimp. That is not God, my friend. God is almighty, is all powerful. God is not a pimp from Las Vegas.